Hello, Internet fans, and welcome to 3B Video Commentary. With
Patron commentary.
Boom! With your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco, and
Evil Dead Inks.
we are here in the same room. Whoa, my voice cracked.
That's excitement right there.
Woo! In the same room together, our good buddy and Patreon,
Patron.
Patron,
Come into the bar, you're a patron.
Patrizzle, Groovy Movie.
P-Man.
I like that one better.
Yeah.
I like P-Man.
P-Man.
I was going to say suggested, but that's not the right word.
Well, he did suggest it, and we could have turned him down, but we're all whores. So we took his coin, and we're going to do a commentary for Dawn of the Dead, but not just any old Dawn of the Dead.
The original 1978 classic, but it is the extended version. So you have to have a very specific edition of this movie. I mean, I guess you can watch along with us, even with your standard edition, but there is some extra scenes in this movie that aren't in the theatrical cuts, that aren't in the European cut.
I've not even seen this cut. I've got the run-of-the-mill copy that Ken Foray signed. Nothing, pretty bare bones. Not like this, holy shit, is this 3 discs that this copy came on?
I think it's 3 discs that are movie versions, and then 1 disc that's all the documentaries and stuff. All right. But yeah, so we're going to kick off this commentary, and we're just going to have a good time and watch Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, and I'm having a Bud Light orange, not a lime, but an orange for the first time because I'm just running through everything in my local shop just to see what everything tastes like. And Roger, you got a double drink tonight, but what are you also having aside from your usual sports drinks?
For the first time ever, in honor of Joe Bob, I suppose, since you found these.
Yes.
Look at how I hold it so daintily because I don't drink beer.
You gotta pinky it up.
Yeah, you pinky this. But I got the Lone Star, so bottoms up. I'm not a beer guy. I'm not a beer connoisseur. I don't like the taste of beer, but for Joe Bob and for the patrons, Patreons, Patrizzles.
Clank.
We clank
it, sink it, as they say.
That's what professional YouTubers say.
Yeah.
Guys that make the big bucks.
Soon.
One day. But so for those of you who are new to how we do commentaries, we have a very specific method in how we start. So, Evil, you want to let them know?
Well, also I'm currently having this running through my my X-Bone here. I'm sitting on the play button. So on the count of 1, 3, 2, 1, which is one way to do it. But we normally do the, as they say, Lethal Weapon 2 rules. So Murtaugh's on the shitter. He's got C4 behind him. They got to freeze that shit to jump in the tub. It's 1, 2, 3. So on the count of that 3, I'm going to press the old play button here. And I'm sure we'll get a second or 2 delay, but that's when we'll officially start the movie. So get everything ready. Everybody ready? Pause. This is your pause moment.
Everybody's ready. Get your shit.
All right. We're on the toilet. Hands are clasped together. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go. All right.
Oh shit! I hit extras. Nah, I'm playing.
No,
I got
just
it.
kidding.
I got it.
We're professional, goddammit. We didn't mess anything up.
We've not spent like an hour and a half getting this set. It just falls naturally to us.
Thank God for Remix. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
We traveled many a moon to the back room here and set up all the lights, all the cameras, all the hoopla, and we're diving in to...
We had him do all that. I just kind of sat here and played video games while he was doing all that.
We're stand-ins. You have to stand in.
Yeah, we got to make sure the lights are shining bright.
The lights are being lights. Scott H. Reiniger, or however you want to say his name. Fun fact, for those of you who are new to the channel, I'm going to go ahead and out myself right here, right now.
Uh-oh.
My favorite horror movie character of all time is in this movie. Roger. His full name is Roger DeMarco. So, now you see where the whole thing comes from. I absolutely adore this movie. I love this movie. I have nothing ever negative to say about this movie. It's aged a little rough. That's about it.
Yeah. That's bound to happen. I always thought, though, the red carpeted walls there were an interesting touch, and I always thought they always reminded me of hamburger meat.
When I was a kid, no joke, we had that like red shag carpet on our living room floors, but we had the felt wallpaper. So we had like red felt wallpaper. I don't know whether my mom was into
Stroke the fairy wall.
Yes. Get him to the Greek reference.
Oh.
Deep cut. Damn.
I did not expect you to pull that one up.
Yeah, that's what you were doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
See, I'm here.
I never pictured you to be watching that one enough to be like, I know where that's from.
I do. The one thing, and I don't want to alienate myself from horror fans when it comes to this movie, or I guess all movies where Tom Savini is involved. I think I've said this a couple of times. I love Tom Savini, so let's not say. But
Prefaced.
Yeah.
That.
But he might be a little overrated.
Ooh.
He might be a little. I don't know, man. Some of the effects, like, not until Day of the Dead, and you really see like K&B coming in, and you got young Greg Nicotero and all those guys.
Which is weird to see a young Greg Nicotero
making some really, really interesting zombie effects and doing some stuff. Now, I mean, you think about it. When it comes to Savini, what are the big effects that stick out in your mind?
Most of the stuff that was in Friday the 13th Part 4.
Right. That stuff all looks good.
I guess it's not even really, he's not really tied to much of the stuff in the Night of the Living Dead remake a great deal.
Like, he had his crew,
some of the
John Volich and stuff. Yeah.
Some of the hits and stuff they did with like that. That's I guess kind of his thing, is make sure you use something that has impact and shit, so you can see that impact hit, and then you switch out to the fake weapon for the real heavy hits. So I guess those look kind of nice. I feel like this would be exactly how shit would be going down in real life. If zombies hit, we would just be fucking arguing about it on the news.
Guess what's happening right now? I'm just saying, it's extremely topical.
Yeah.
So good on you, Groovy, for picking this movie, because it's definitely mirroring a lot of what's happening in the real world.
We got pandemics, race riots, and they're arguing exactly like how they are here. And I was like, this is how zombies would be portrayed in the media right now, is they'd just be arguing on the news about what to do. Are they real humans? Are they not? Do we shoot them? Do we kill them?
Do we give them proper burials?
Yeah.
But,
do we shove them all in a barn and feed them random people that we come across?
Walking Dead reference. Deep cut. But yeah, like, this whole thing, like, with everybody's moral compass comes into play. And you have people, obviously these people aren't bad people. They have good intentions, but their worldviews are skewed. So that's leading them to, you got to treat these corpses humanely. They need burials. They need to, you need time. The families need time to grieve and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not how this works. They're trying to kill us. Put a bullet in them, burn them, and fucking move on.
Snow them for the fire.
Yep.
And this also makes sense in the same with how things are now. With one of my early questions I used to have when I was a kid watching it, is like, why are they even doing the news? Why don't they just run? Why are these people showing up to their jobs? But yeah, same as like what's going on right now. People do this. It's like, well, I'm gonna still go to work because I don't know what else to
they're
do.
essential. They're essential. You see how?
Yeah, they're
works.
essential, where they get that $2 extra an hour pay.
But and it's another interesting thing about this is they're running rescue stations that are inactive. So they're on air for the ratings. He says, every minute we're not on, people will tune out. They're in it for the ratings. The world is crumbling around them, and they're sending people to their deaths. Come on now, George Romero is the fucking man.
He knew. He knew this whole time.
George is the king, man. Anytime something comes up about, a director using social commentary or pushing a political agenda or whatever it may be, behind the scenes in the movie, I always just go back to George, because he did it so perfectly. You can't argue with the real life human drama that's happening in these movies.
Turtlenecks, man. There's at least 2 to 3 turtlenecks in this shot alone.
I thought you were going to say in the movie Total. I was like, there might be a little bit more.
I think there's more. Like, I'm pretty sure we could find some turtlenecks on the zombies, but among the living here. And I can't see SWAT teams in this era and not think of the Blues Brothers all just constantly hut, 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 hut,
Right,
hut,
oh,
hut,
yeah.
hut, 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 hut.
Yep. And all the blatant racism here. And it's just fucking ridiculous. And this is another thing, too. Like, all these people decide that they want to hold up, and then it's basically martial law. It's the government and it's the police forces saying you cannot. No, you can no longer hold residency in your own residence. Like, you have to go to rescue stations. You have to do these things. And that's why they're raiding this place. Is because they are not complying because they think they can handle it on their own.
That'd be its own television debate right there. Being like, they don't have the right to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be like...
Is that dude doing like extended cover with a shotgun?
Yeah, just in case, you know. In case they get real close.
At 10 paces, blow a man clean out of his boots. 30 paces, you're just going to make him real pissed off.
Wooly sucks, man. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not a big fan of Wooly.
Wooly is definitely a name of a dude that you want to hang out with at a bar, but you don't want him necessarily as your cover.
You don't want him coming home with you.
Yeah.
You want him to hang out with Wooly.
Yeah, Wooly's the guy you keep he's the acquaintance. You never keep as a friend. He's the acquaintance.
Right. He's always at the bar when you show up.
Yeah, someone asks, what's Wooly's last name? You don't know. What's he do for a living? He's just at the bar.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah, no.
He's checking his pulse. He got shot in the forehead.
Shot Marvin in the face. Like, why did they come out to engage in a battle? Like, they have the upper hand inside. They could, like, I don't know, catch them in the hallways and fuck them up.
That dude looks like he has brown face.
That's one of the effects guys, and they made him up to look like that. Like, which is
they short circuited him.
Right, which is that's a product of its time.
Yeah.
Like we need this character, but we don't have anybody. Steve, you mind painting your face and putting a fake mustache on and
the fake mustache is fine. I've been like, who's gonna be like? Can you look kind of Hispanic? I know you're white, but we want a Hispanic right here.
Right. Yeah, like
to get blown off this roof. Turtleneck.
Yeah. We keep the turtleneck counter going. Ding.
I would say we have 4 right now. 4 turtlenecks. We just put that in post. We'll just put a turtleneck icon up in the corner counter.
Just mobbing up, like right here, one of the most iconic. But even that,
dude is unarmed as fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all they're supposed to do is come in here and take these people to these rescue stations. This asshole is kicking in doors, blowing heads off. There's no call for violence. Except for the people that were outside that attempted to engage. But other than that, you have people just living.
Yeah, this would all be rubber bullets and mostly tear gas.
Question for the internet audience: were rubber bullets around in 1978?
Maybe
Young
like
Jamie
those,
looked that shit up.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Remakes.
Maybe like those salt rounds that shoot salt into you.
That you can buy to kill like flies in your house. You ever seen those? You can buy those fucking shotguns, like for your house, that you load with salt, and you can shoot flies with them. It's something for like in your house.
Remix, order me one of those right now.
They're like fucking $20 or something. Like,
why don't we all have those? Why don't I?
Salt shotguns? We're just shooting each other at the video
why
store?
can't I have like side holsters on both of my legs with these things? Just open the windows, babe. I got this.
Yeah, pull. Open the window. See, now, again, and I don't want the internet audience to immediately give me thumbs down, but when I said that about Tom Savini, like, you look at some of this stuff, man, and I know that he prides himself on a lot of that realism, but like,
I think you can give some of that to the sense of like that mentality of the time of like, because we would have the same mentality if we were making this and we were professionals that were making this. We'd be like, this is 1979 or 1982. It's like, no one's going to see this shit. Technology doesn't exist where they're going to have this in super high definition and a pause feature.
Right.
Like, we can get away with this. It's super fast.
Right.
They don't look like this ashen gray
yeah, that's what, like,
coloring.
The the zombie look in this movie. But I do understand that, Tom went on to say that this movie has more of a comic book feel. The blood is super ridiculous. The zombies are blue.
Didn't they have to color them that way to actually have it come across on screen back then?
It was something like that. And
like they had to make it that
drastic.
Yeah, that drastic of a color change, like the same with how the pastel blood looks.
Well, and it's a weird
munchy
progression, because you go from the original Night of the Living Dead being in black and white, so everything is pretty well hidden. They used a very simple stuff for the effects. Tom wasn't involved in that. You had like the nose and scar wax and a bunch of really, really minimalist makeup. And then Tom comes out of the gate with this movie, and the gore is outstanding, but it has that I can imagine for an audience in 78 seeing this being like, God damn, that's gross. But like, for us, it is a very popcorn palette of gore.
Yeah, it is now. Back then, I still remember like the scene coming up being like, ooh, that's kind of rough. Like all them just munching on each other in that like side space where they're just in a cage area.
Good old Ken Force making his...
Ken Force. Loved you in Leatherface. Star of Death Spa.
Yes. For those of you that don't know about Death Spa, you should buy that.
Yeah. And their SWAT wardrobe here, I believe, influenced the wardrobe in The Raid, and The Raid 2 I'm
really?
Just making that up.
Just making that up? I was fully engaged. I was like, really? That makes sense.
No, I'm just
just making it up. See, that's why you can't trust us.
We have nothing to do with this movie. This is why we do the commentary this way, is because we're just fans of the movie, and we got lovely patrons who particularly want to see us cover certain things. So this is what it would be like if you were hanging out with us and we were watching this movie any other time if we didn't have lights galore and cameras everywhere on us.
Absolutely. This is 100% just about as authentic as it gets.
Yeah. This is essentially you're just watching this on the couch with us for fun.
Yep. Man, see, and that I always have this talk with my wife whenever we watch this movie. She goes, why do you like the character of Roger so much? Like, he really isn't in the movie that long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
And, as a kid, I guess I never really could figure out why I liked him so much. But I think the character of Roger sort of represents everything that I like about a horror character. Like, a guy who is willing to lay it all on the line. He's not perfect by any means. He's a little cocky because he does all the headshots and stuff. He thinks he's got a handle on everything. It's very similar to Raphael, which is why I like Raphael. It's a guy who thinks they know what's best, but is willing to keep going to protect everybody else. Like, I just like that about his character.
And I was always drawn to Ken Force when I remember the first time I watched this. I think I started like Evil Dead. I started ass backwards. Like, I'd watched Night of the Living Dead 1990, and of course it was Dad being like, well, you need to watch these other movies too, they're all tied in. So when he got the double VHS set of this movie which had to come in 2 fucking tapes,
damn,
we put it on. I remember watching it, and it got to the spoilers. If you've not seen this, you get to the end and you think that Ken's just gonna shoot himself and let the zombies take him there, and I'm just like, man, the whole I could see it coming. I'm just like, man, I don't want him to die. And then when he's like, fuck this shit, and gets up and the music kicks in. I was just gonna say, the music is the yeah, I was like, yeah, just like bashing him with the butt of his rifle and his martial arts kicks. I'm like, yeah, that's how you end a movie.
He does that stupid switch kick to that one fucking zombie. Oh, it's so good.
He scissor kicks the shit out of him.
But, and that's another... I don't think they shot the original ending, but you know how the movie's supposed to end, right?
I think so.
The original ending was a fucking total downer.
Oh,
he blows his fucking head off, and she sticks her head in
the chopper blades.
Could you imagine if this movie fucking ended like that? Like, walking out of the theater, like, well, Jesus Christ, now I'm in a sad mood. Like you said, it ends on the proper note.
Yeah, on the best note for us.
Mm-hmm.
Music here is good too. Like the music they're playing, like the score right there, I thought was appropriate, like conveying that this scene.
Right. Well, it's Goblin, and we were talking over it. We were telling stories, but the part that just passed with the preacher, and he comes in, and he says, we'll do what you want because you're stronger than us. You're stronger than them, but soon they'll be stronger than you. You got to stop the killing or you're going to lose the war, which is the most prophetic fucking thing I have ever heard in any movie. And it's true. That I don't know, man. I could go on forever, but we got 2.5 hours. We got to buckle up.
Buckle up. And yeah, their fucking ears would be shot. Fucking firing handguns in this small space, echoing off these walls like ha ha ha. Every shot would be like ha.
I like this too. These guys show up.
Yeah,
Hey, you need some help?
Cavalry. No, I think we got it.
Yeah, we're good. But everything about it is super subtle. Like Ken pulling back that cobweb and he's tearing up. Like they don't want to do this. They're not Wooly. They are the exact opposite of Wooly. Wooly was running around laughing, fucking murdering people.
Willie's like, I've been waiting for this day since the bar closed.
Right? And they are shook.
I've been in quarantine for 3 months. I'm ready to get out and shoot people.
Speaking of quarantine, just kidding. I don't. We'll leave that alone. But see, here's your extended bit. Remember, in the original cut, he shoots, and then they cut to the guy dead in the chair. Here, but this is all extended stuff.
You'll be the guiding force on that because I've seen the movie a good amount of times, but not in the confidence level like when we watched that fan edit of Elm Street.
And you know like all of that.
Yeah, like there's 3 seconds difference. I'm like, that's different.
Mm-hmm. See this here, you know Joe Pilato from Day of the Dead. Choke on him.
Yeah.
He's in this. He's one of these looter guys that they encounter, but now with this extended scene, they have a little bit of a showdown because in the theatrical cut, what happens is Ken Foree points the gun down, pulls the trigger, and we cut to Flyboy pulling back the air traffic controller dead in the chair. So none of this stuff is here in the theatrical cut. This, we actually get to see the looters that are dressed like police officers come and kind of start some shit, and it gets real hairy. It's a good scene, man.
What do you mean Harry? I mean Harry.
So all of that is not in the original cut.
Look like she was not even. That looked like that gas was not even close to going into the thing.
Well, on one of the commentaries or one of the special features, where they're putting the gas nozzle, that's not where you gas up that helicopter. That's not the gas cap at all. So yeah, they're just pretending. It
definitely looks like it's barely in there.
Just phoning it in.
Like that nozzle is probably like that much longer.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Which I don't know how you feel about Flyboy. I don't know if you're a frequent watcher of this movie, but I've always kind of thought Flyboy was just kind of a puss. That's just my general.
If he didn't have the ability to fly the plane, it's definitely a dude that would have been like, I'm sorry, we can't. Yelling down at the chopper, being like, we're sorry, I'll tell your story. That guy was a dick.
Yeah.
Well, that's dead weight right there. He was going to shoot one of us probably by accident.
Right. See, there's Mr. Joe Pilato. Choke on him.
Is he wearing a... Who wears a beanie like that? It's barely on his head.
And I always thought that the guy who asks if they have any cigarettes, him.
Sam Rockwell?
No, he's
regular or menthol?
He's the guy from Ghostbusters that's getting electroshock therapy.
I'm getting a little tired of this.
Is it not him? Look at his face.
I don't think that's
Somebody
him.
tell me.
He looks older. He looks older. He looks younger. Was it like 4 or 5 years later?
6 years, I guess it would be, right? Because this is 78 and Ghostbusters 84.
No way that's him.
Ghostbusters and you and I, we almost share a birthday.
Almost, yeah.
Ghostbusters
And Frank Fulci's in there too. We're all like within a 2-week period.
Yeah.
Awesomeness was born all within the month of June.
Yes. I don't know. I always forget Remix's birthday. I feel bad. I'm going to say
September.
January. I don't know what that means. February.
It means one more.
January? It was January.
This means one more. This means we're good.
You guys can't see. Off camera, as always, our good buddy Remix One Up is running the ones and twos. Mr. Techman Extraordinaire.
He's actually sitting in the back room right now where I normally sit to do all that.
Made the trek, running everything. That is fucking dedication to the craft for you guys. Because otherwise, if you would have put it in the hands of us, you'd have been watching it with one lamp on. We wouldn't
go back to the stuff commentary. That's exactly how it looks when we are running things.
When we're in charge.
Yeah. Put a side-by-side comparison up if you want to see what the stuff commentary looks like and this.
You wouldn't want us exposing
ourselves.
Yep, so now they've picked up Roger, and they're going to take off in the boat. Or in the boat. I mean, in the helicopter.
I don't remember a boat.
Here's the boat. They're taking the boat. The looters are taking the boat.
They're going to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Put their backs against the ocean.
They got an idea they can make it to the island. What island? Any island.
That's got to be dangerous, too, right? Smoking on a chopper?
I don't know. Probably not a great idea.
But, I mean, they smoked in the middle of, like, all the equipment rooms and shit back then, too. Like, all this high-tech equipment.
Just
this is not bad for the equipment, is it?
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's always been an awesome, like, favorite shot of mine, too. Showing all the lights going out in the skyscraper in the city.
That's all the hope draining right there.
Metaphor. Message.
That's like a very military thing, I know. Because I used to work with a guy that was in the military, and he always comments like in Aliens when Michael Biehn falls asleep on the flight, and he's like, yeah, that's very accurate. You sleep in any situation you possibly can when you're in the military. So I can totally see Roger like, we're in the air. All right, I'm out.
Totally safe.
I mean, if anything happens, I can't do shit from this this spot except panic.
Mm-hmm. I like how just kind of out of nowhere, Roger and Peter sort of create a friendship. Because they both are in sort of positions of power. They're both kind of, they're SWAT team guys. They're tough guys.
And like, this is fucked up, right? All right, like, you want to get out of here? Like, that's a great idea.
Yep. And it's just like, it's born out of necessity. But then you have Peter, who is much more level-headed. And you have Roger, who appears to be level-headed.
Yeah,
until
losing his shit.
Mm-hmm. It's just, there's so many interesting character types in this movie. You have Flyboy, who I think he kind of feels like he's got a handle on it, but he is so far off.
He has a handle on things until it actually comes to dealing with the undead.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes to just the flying and locations and shit and very day-to-day stuff, he's fine. But as soon as shit starts getting as you say, hairy, he's definitely like, oh
yeah, the stress, man. He is not a tough guy, and he throughout the whole movie, even Roger and Peter kind of give him chances to kind of, hey, you got this, can you handle this? And he's not a hero by any means.
I like this is accurate too. You'd have coffee stations out with people in their orange jackets and shit, like, all right, time to go hunting. Yeah, crack open a beer.
Which, if you think about it, I mean, well, they're in trouble because that guy's been bitten already. They're kind of showing you that. But, like, if you think about it, this might be the safest route to go. Like, you go out into the country where you can see from all vantage points. You have all your ammo, you have all your food, and you just make days of it. Because you got to take them out. But I also like how, since Romero is sort of a celebrity in Pittsburgh, when he's making these movies, he can literally call the National Guard and they'll be like, we'll bring some tanks, we'll bring some cannons, we'll come out. Like, all of those people who are dressed as military or police, they're not actors, they're real military or police because it's fucking George Romero.
Like, oh, you're bringing money to our town.
Mm-hmm. Which,
happy to help.
I gotta point out that is one of my favorite lines of dialogue in the whole movie when they're shooting at the zombies. And over there by the old car. And then he says, hit the gas tank. Like, that's like the most easy thing in the world to do.
It's exposed. I mean, it's easy to hit the gas tank, from any distance if you got the right rifle.
I guess.
Explodes on impact. It's a full tank, too.
Right. I just always thought that was hilarious. Like, if it was that easy, motherfucker.
I like the other two guys there that we just saw. They're just like very casual about it. Like, I missed.
They need someone watching their back because otherwise they're going to get their fucking ankles bit the fuck up.
You hear anything? No.
I love this whole sequence, too. It kind of shows you who everybody is in the moment of crisis. This whole thing kind of sets it up.
That's me in the back as what's her name there, just standing around being like, yep.
Well, she's not a contributing member of the team yet because she.
Yeah, it's right here. It's gonna
Yeah.
gas tanks right in here by the window.
Yep, perfectly fine. I don't know where gas tanks are on helicopters, but it's not right there. I learned that from one of the commentaries or special features years ago. So,
and retaining that knowledge, like, good to know. I know not where a gas tank is on a chopper.
right. In case I ever need to, air one up.
Where's the gas tank? Not there.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't look up there.
It's in the blades.
Yeah.
You fill the blades with gas.
I think you did. Yeah, you just kind of have a spray motion like this with it. You just kind of coat the thing in the gasoline.
It's like a car
that's what
wash?
fuels it. Yeah, you car wash it.
Got it.
Out of order, but the coffee works.
Yes, yeah, I like that too.
That's gotta taste terrible.
Because, well, I don't think it was out of order. I think those people fled, and then they just put out of order on it to stop people from using it. So it's probably not old. It's probably.
I like to know who's fiscally thinking about that. Like, they're gonna steal the coffee, man. Just put an out of order sign on it. It'll be cool. We'll come back. It'll be fine. We will still have our coffee.
Which, if current events have taught me anything, if people were to abandon their means of income, all those doors, all those windows would be boarded up. Oh,
I was thinking it's like those would all be broken into. That coffee machine would have been pried open. They would have stolen all the coffee, the cups.
I mean, that's side B to that same cassette.
Mm-hmm.
That's
definitely no toilet paper in the bathroom.
Right,
we do that for certain.
Yep, there is none. You got to use your scarf. At least it's cottony soft.
Yeah, as opposed to the socks.
Pest reference, deep cut.
In the mines, slings and arrows. Boom.
See, yeah.
And the look on his face, too, like, yeah, I just bludgeoned this businessman in the head with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sign up for this.
I love this fucking swing he does on this zombie. It's my favorite.
That's how I feel my guy throws punches in the UFC game.
Like, what was he aiming at? Because he straight up hit that dude in the armpit.
He wasn't. He was just putting his whole torso into, like, a full-body swing motion into it.
And then this whole thing, well, obviously we're getting ready to approach the Frankenstein zombie thing, but
like, why's he got a big ass head? Oh.
Yeah, which this whole thing is genius too, because they just fucking wrapped fishing line around his head and then just ran off camera with it and yanked that off, and they're behind those boxes pumping blood. You could right there when he fell, you could see the blood tube in his leg. But this whole thing that's coming up with killing kids, it's very hokey now. It looks silly, especially the way it's shot. It's very comic book panel-y.
I mean, up until probably the last 10 years, that's just a thing that's a rare thing to ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Evil kids or not, undead or not. Even there, you don't see anything. They're just like, you hear gunfire and you see them like close up, Hogzilla style, reacting to getting killed again.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's hairy stuff, and that's stuff that Romero touches on. Again, it looks silly, but if you look at the reaction of Ken Foree, like, man, I'm killing kids,
I didn't sign up for this.
Mm-hmm. And then you got Roger being super cool.
Huh.
Super cool, man. I love that zombie.
Right as he jumps there, he's like, this is why we would have left his ass behind if he didn't know how to fly.
Mm-hmm.
That shit out of
I
here.
love that, too. That's so cocky. Smack the gun out of the way with the gun.
Like, ugh.
But that is the second best looking zombie in the movie. The first one is Flyboy, when Flyboy turns. He is iconic. That is an iconic zombie.
I mean, how he walks hurts me. Because to, like, portray that for... It had to be at least a week.
Oh,
minimum
yeah, he's shooting
of, like, shifting your weight and shit.
on your
like
fucking
that,
ankle.
Yeah, that fucks you up in a long run. Like, at that time, you're like, yeah, I could do this. But, like, 5 days later, you're like, my legs are so fucking sore from hobbling on a good leg.
Well, how old do you think that actor is at this point?
At this point?
20s? In his 20s, maybe? Or do you think he's older? Because I've always felt that they were, like, older people.
I mean, just because they were older when we were younger.
Exactly, yeah.
It's going to be weird to be able to be the exact age of somebody in this movie. But I feel like there he's like 35.
Oh, yeah, so his ankle hurts like a motherfucker. That's all I'm saying.
All these guys are hurting like a motherfucker.
Yep. Yeah, riding a fucking helicopter for 2 days. Like,
oh, yes, my back would be hurting. One leg would be asleep.
throwing shade, my man, throwing shade. I'm telling you. You see, like, there's so many different character types in this movie. And it's just George just does it right. I can't even say that enough. Like, man, I love this movie. Yes. We're thieves and we're bad guys.
There are no bad guys anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Society has crumbled now.
Yep.
It's all about survival.
Absolutely.
It's The Walking Dead. It's how much of humanity and decency do you retain.
Yeah.
I love this too. Like, what is this place?
Right.
They were new then.
The Galleria?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reaction. Is the Galleria? The fuck is that? You know, one of those big indoor shopping malls.
Yep.
I mean, shit, that's almost borderline at the time now because malls aren't really a thing anymore. There's, I think around me, maybe 2. There used to be like 5, 6.
I've got one about an hour and a half away, and it's got a lot of stores in it, but everything is ridiculous, like overpriced and
yeah, it's a high-end shopping mall. It's
mainly,
not
yeah, and like when you go to a shopping mall, what you're mainly seeing is like elderly people using it as like a walking trail because it's inside and it's temperature controlled. You know, there's really no foot traffic. There's no teenagers in Hot Topic or Spencer's or, you know, I mean, those stores still exist.
I still go in them.
Yeah, and they got their, you know, blacklight posters and their pot leaf T-shirts.
Spencer's used to be the only place in the world you could get horror merchandise forever and a day.
Yep.
Just there.
And you would make a fucking dead sprint to that store when you got to the mall. Like when you were a kid and you were with your parents or whatever. It's like, I want to go to Spencer's so I can see if there's a fucking Freddy shirt.
I will walk through the appliance sections, the clothing sections, an hour at Hellsberg Diamonds. To be like, can we go to Spencer's now? Sweet.
I need the blacklight Great Malenko poster.
I don't need that, but I'll take. They're like, how about a talking Freddy? No? All right.
Right. Man.
That's $40.
I ain't got $40. And also,
no, we don't have 20.
We're gonna get to it, but if you've seen this movie, you know that this shopping mall has a gun store in it. You know, and that's a fucking
bank, a gun store,
and that's a real thing. You know,
yeah.
I can't.
And they all had that same look to that wood trim.
Yeah,
brown
right.
wood is everywhere. Just the huntsman.
Yeah, like a
log cabin
or like a fucking condo's basement. You know, it's just gross looking. But like, I am in my mid-30s. You're in your mid-30s. I do not ever remember seeing a gun store in a mall. So I don't know if that's a 70s, like when malls first started being things.
Probably. They're like, maybe we should move this to its own location.
I mean,
I don't think to this day I've been to a mall that has a bank in it either.
The mall that's closest to me has a bank.
Oh, there you go.
So, and it also has a police station in it, which is kind of weird. Like it has a division.
Mall security.
Well, it's like not mall security. There are like
is in there.
Like a couple of uniformed officers that weren't security. They're like actual said town's PD. and that way if there's a crime that's close, they get fucking called out. They're like there, I guess. I don't know. Like that's a weird thing. Like you're at the mall shopping, and you're like, the Gap, Torrid, fucking Hot Topic, police station. Like you don't go in there. Like
if you pay like $20, you can lock up one of your friends for an hour, just like at the carnivals and shit that have the jail setups.
That'd be sweet.
It's mostly a joke, but every once in a great while they actually got to arrest somebody and put them in there. Break out. I was like, give that guy his $20 back. We got to actually use the cell this time.
So do you think all of these boxes are filled with Spam? Because they're all fucking munching, or he's munching Spam.
That would be weird, because why in the attic space of a mall do they have just crates of Spam?
Well, it's like civil defense food. Like, you think there are MREs in there? Like it's.
Why would that be there?
I don't know, but I mean,
like, has this mall been done anything? Had anyone done anything to this mall outside of regular business? Did at some point does somebody like start loading it up for emergency use, and then they abandon the idea, or is this all shit that's like regularly in the mall on an everyday basis? They're like, what do you want to do with these crates of Spam? And like, take them up to the top floor. That seems kind of inconvenient, isn't it? And like I said, take them to the top floor, stack them up by the skylight.
I do know that when I worked at Suncoast, there was one time where there was a tornado in the town. So we all had to go through the back room and then go down into the basement of the mall. And there's a lot of weird shit in like basement under structures.
That I can understand. Basement, I don't see. Like, look how narrow the fucking stairs are. You imagine taking up 48
pallet of Spam.
Yeah, 4,800-pound cases of Spam up these flight of stairs.
You can't take a pallet jack.
No, you can't. You got to dig those up manually, one at a time.
And how thin
that
that aisle is.
That's as far as that fucking pallet jack's gonna go, is to that door. We're like, all right, now these 2 flights of stairs are all on you.
You get the pallet wedged in that fucking.
You got to be straight as a fucking arrow the whole way down. Hope no one opens the door.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Now, see, that's the type of shit you get when you watch a commentary with us.
Like, how the fuck that's gonna be so a pain in the ass trying to take those kids? Why would you put them up there? That guy got fired for that management job. That shit does go in the basement or on the main floor. You don't go up flights of stairs to put that shit up there.
Put all the civil defense Spam next to the car that's for sale.
What should we do? Let's take all this food, put it up on the top floor, so we can deliver it one by one to the restaurants that are on the main floor down below it.
Well, I don't think it's for the restaurants. I think it's literally in case of disaster. But again, if it's in case of disaster, like said tornado or something, wouldn't it be in the basement? Because if a tornado hits the mall, your top floor is gone. So all your food and all your bullshit is gone. Your MREs or whatever's in those boxes.
What is the natural disaster for, what is it, Pittsburgh? Is it still Pittsburgh?
Yeah, this is Pittsburgh.
So what is the biggest natural disaster that comes through Pittsburgh? Earthquakes?
I'm getting a finger flip off. I don't know what that means. One up. Remix.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking in general. Maybe you knew.
I looked over. Remix,
We're always checking to be like, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Remix, you need anything?
Anybody that's a viewer that's from Pittsburgh, let us know what your natural disasters are. I'm willing to bet.
Where do you store your cases of Spam at? The top floor or the basement?
I think typhoons. It's probably typhoons. Am I right? I think I'm right.
I've never heard of any natural disaster going through Pittsburgh, but I would really look twice if I saw Pittsburgh affected heavily by typhoon.
Right. I think the only natural disaster that ever happens in Pittsburgh is a George Romero film being done.
Probably. I do want to fucking bookmark that if we ever do make our own independent movie and we have to have a scene with a newspaper in it. I want that to be the headline: Pittsburgh wiped out by massive typhoon. Governor to make statement tomorrow.
From undisclosed bunker.
Yeah.
Might as well hit them all.
And then say so many cases of Spam gone missing. Like plutonium.
I love the escalator zombie. It's like, whoa. This used to be
that'd be our reaction too. Like, what should we turn on? Like, turn everything on.
Mm-hmm. As a kid, this was the coolest thing in the world. It still is, The Dawn of the Dead remake did a really good job of having a more modern mall.
They've montaged it way too quick.
Right. We need some time. That's the good thing about Dawn of the Dead. It has extensive runtime. So you get to spend some time in this mall. You kind of get to feel this space out.
I remember that being a thing too. Fucking cars for sale in the mall,
Mm-hmm.
and you just like, how'd they get this in here? That had to be a fun time.
Yeah.
Stickers and shit all on it with all the information.
Yep.
I remember that too. Fountains full of pennies.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just... Which, you better get up, because that's going to fuck your hair up.
that girl is back on the escalators again.
That person needs fucking hazard pay for just playing a dead person on an escalator. I wouldn't do it.
No.
I don't even have hair, and I'd be like, I don't think that's a great idea.
Whatever, my shirt's going to get caught in that thing.
Yeah. I saw whatever fucking trauma movie. I don't know what trauma movie it is where the guy gets fucking eaten by the escalator, but that's not, you know.
I think it's Killer Escalator
Probably.
is the title of that one.
I feel like it's a Toxic Avenger movie, but this too, double teaming. Whap, whap. They're so fucking cool, man. Like, how can you...
The Brown Derby Steakery Love Pub.
The Love Pub, baby.
I don't know what that is. That a restaurant or is that a meet and greet place?
At the Love Pub.
Get a steak and some love.
I was trying to change the lyrics to Love Shack, but I don't remember them.
That's a copyright.
Yeah, I don't want to get that.
I'd be too nerve-wracked to do that shit. Give me 400 keys, and I gotta find the one that opens this shit. And
Yeah.
we don't have enough time.
I
for
just
this.
break it.
Yeah,
Straight up
we would
Shaun
try,
would get it.
We would try 5 keys. We're like, and just throw that trash can through it.
Bring it! They're getting close!
Well, you can't find the key. Let's take the keys and go open up at one random door. Whose fucking idea was that?
Punch this bitch in the face. I love the punch effect noise, too. Although I would not want to get punched in the face by Ken 4E. Like,
Oh, no.
back then or now, at all.
No. I'm picking my teeth up off the floor.
This fucking...
Drag him in by his pants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this dude keeps that shit till the end of the movie.
Yep. Also, for those of you who are, you know, familiar with the channel and familiar with the reviews, a term I use a lot in the Splatterfacts is the old okie doke, which comes from this movie. when they're trying to lure the zombies to the other door, they do the old okie doke. Like, that's just a lot of the weird deep cuts come from very odd places, you know.
I remember this was like the biggest scene too. My dad was like, watch this. This is the best part when he slides down the hand railing of the escalators.
Because
He's like, man, when you want to do that, wouldn't that be fun to do?
Absolutely.
It would be. Then they end up putting those hockey puck blockers in between.
That
so you
fuck
don't-
everybody up.
Yeah.
Hey,
They're not
Peter.
there in that one. Yeah, you see no barricades in between the railing there, but someone's like, let's just put these giant hockey pucks in between. It'll hit them in the nuts every time.
And that right there, what we just saw with him running down the escalator, that's a prime example of the two character types. You got Roger running, screaming, woohoo! And then you have Peter just walking, smoking his cigarillo, you know, just
Filling up a cart full of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I need something. What are we going to do now? How are we going to get by him?
We're just going to wheel right past him. We're going to try, brother. It's amazing, and that's what I was saying earlier.
Like,
when
you got too much energy to burn, man. You need to mellow the fuck out.
Absolutely. And you were talking about how your dad was saying, doesn't, you know, that look fun? And as a kid, and still to this day, every time I watch this movie, that's the first thing I think of is
Right there.
this. And then you think about how much fun it would be to have all of this stuff at your disposal. But then the flip side of the coin is that it is like a prison, which they start to experience.
Yep.
No matter how big the area, no matter how many possessions you have, you know, you're just kind of going through the motions of being alive.
Kind of like quarantine. You love being at home, but it does get tough after the 3rd month.
Yeah, you start killing members of your family.
I've not seen a turtleneck in a good while, and I'm very disappointed by it.
Well, Flyboy's wearing one, isn't he? Underneath his stupid fucking... Is he wearing a turtleneck? No.
No, it was flannel.
I'll take these 4 bullets in this little box. That should be good.
I'm going to read how to load it now.
He's such a wimp. I don't know. Does anyone on the internet like Flyboy? Is there like legions of Flyboy fans?
I mean, he has his own like action figure, so there has to be.
But as a zombie, he's cool as a zombie. As a lead character, he sucks ass.
Dead weight.
Yeah. But he does teach Fran how to fly the helicopter, so there's that. Good job.
And I guarantee that's these two guys' cooked up idea of like, why don't we have him teach the chick how to fly? Then we can leave his ass here when we decide shit's too hairy.
And then
it's Operation Get Behind Flyboy and push him in front of him.
And
We
then,
don't have to outrun everybody, just him.
and then double team Fran because she's pregnant already. So we don't have to worry about it. Something like that, probably. That's how I think.
They're like, you thinking Wobbly H? I'm thinking Wobbly H.
I don't know what Wobbly H is. Please elaborate.
Well, Roger and Ken Force there are the two arches in an H. And she's going to be the little connecting piece in between them. And everybody's kind of fluid moving, so it makes it the Wobbly H.
Gotcha.
Kind of like balance on each other at the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
With the two high fives, double high fives,
No, it's not high fives. They're just interlocked hands and just staring at each other.
staring at each other in the eyes.
Don't look at the chick, though. Don't be weird. Yeah.
See, he's a wuss, and he's shooting at shadows. This guy is a moron.
And pew, 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 pew.
It'd be funny as fuck if he accidentally took himself out with a ricochet. Like,
That's
well,
Police Academy 6 shit where it's flying over the place and just lands in his hand. Like, you're pretty good.
only at 3B Video will you get a Police Academy 6 reference during a
Dawn of the Dead
commentary. You'll walk right up on him and still fuck it up.
Fuck, I'm out of my 4 bullets.
What a tool bag.
The only thing missing from that shot is him throwing the gun at it
Yeah.
and then tripping over nothing on his way out.
Coward.
I wish I could see what all they decided that they needed to grab right
There's like
there.
a TV and or it's just a radio. Because they get the TV later, I think.
Always amused. He's like, I'm going to take this bright yellow sweater,
Yeah.
tie it around my waist, and use this.
You know the story behind that, right?
No.
Because they were shooting kind of out of order. So when they were shooting, he had the sweater. He had like picked it up and was wearing it around his waist. And then they shot some later sequences, and then he didn't have the sweater, so the continuity was fucked up. So George said, "Well, we got to put a zombie in there to yank it off of him." So that's where like the whole they made that fucking screwdriver on the spot.
I remember that being on the fly thing.
Yeah, like it's a straw, spray painted silver tucked into a screwdriver handle with a blood tube.
Genius.
And Tom Savini made it in like 5 minutes. Like, I guess we'll just shoot this real quick. I can't remember if.
That's why I think you got to give him some. You give him the credit there.
Oh no, I give him all the credit in the world. I just think that some of his effects.
I like this too. Fucking
aren't as good.
Throwing a corpse over.
That is as mannequin, as mannequin gets. No, I don't.
It will never not be funny to see a mannequin fly off a roof or a top floor on anything. It will always be hilarious to watch a mannequin fly through the air.
Right.
That they're like, that's a human. Wink.
And I do want to say this because I don't want the internet to get mad at me. I'm not saying Tom Savini is terrible by any means. What I'm saying is we put a lot of stock in his name because he's the big name. You know, he's the king
Heavy
of,
hitter.
Yeah, and he's the king of splatter. He's the household effects guy name. Well, he was. Now it's Greg Nicotero. It's K&B. But some of the stuff that
I
he
feel like
does,
Howard Berger really gets the short end of the stick.
and he's fucking super wicked talented. But I just, some of Tom's stuff doesn't age that well. We all praise Friday the 13th for its gore, but if you look at that Kevin Bacon neck stabbing scene, it doesn't match. The
Nah.
colors don't match. Like,
Yeah, things do not do well with restoration. Some things are just, in that aspect, meant to be seen just that way.
right. Better left on VHS.
But wouldn't stop me from wanting to get a 4K of Jaws still, though.
Absolutely. But, that's where some things belong in low res. But, and that, I think, is what hurts some of Tom's effects for me, is we're pulling the curtain back. We're restoring everything and giving it that.
We're giving it too much light.
Yeah, stuff's supposed to be hidden, you know. So no hate on Tom. I love Tom. Praise Tom, but some of it isn't up to snuff now.
I guess looking now at it, I never saw like an end to that screwdriver. It looked literally like a straw in it, but that's only if you're really looking. Like in that hot minute, you're not looking at that fine detail. You're just like, that's a big ass screwdriver
in that fucker's ear. Yeah,
went right on in too. And
then no more sliding down because it's not fun anymore. He almost.
I would
killed.
Still slide down. Fuck that shit. I don't care what just happened. Well, there is a giant ball in between down there. So, you get some Silent Night, Deadly Night reaction too on the sled.
Look at Flyboy running like a. What a turd burglar.
First time running?
Yeah. First time? Yeah. And I love the whoopee he lets out right here.
Woo.
He goes, whoopee. It's just so
like
silly.
Staring at him like, that good? That's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good whoopee.
That's where I'd be like, you yelling whoopee's fine, but when you start hitting the glass really hard, you might want to back off. Like, what if he accidentally broke it with that fucking folder and then the zombie...
3-ring binder.
Yeah.
I would start to question, like, maybe we shouldn't be here.
Right.
This Flyboy took this window pane out with the fucking binder. A sanitation kit.
Yeah. So what do you think's in there? Like water purification tablets or like wet wipes?
I was just thinking, like disinfectant wipes, cleaning products. Again, shit that's going to be... That's even worse because that's super, super heavy. You don't want to carry that up flights of stairs.
Right.
That needs to be in an off closet on the main floor and extras in the basement. The schematics are all wrong with how the layout is and how they put things.
I love
Carpet
it.
store.
Yep. I love that they're deciding right here, you know, we probably shouldn't leave. We've got everything. We've got food. We've got shelter. And then they kind of decide that they're going to clean out the mall and stay there. But it's kind of funny that they're the first people to think of that. With all of this going on, you know, and then obviously later with the climax, what happens. But
like, we had a nice setup here, and y'all fucking maniacs coming to ruin it.
Yep, but the one thing about I like the Dawn of the Dead remake. It has issues, which we'll probably end up covering it at some point.
Zombie baby.
Yeah, zombie baby, but just that last 30 minutes, it's very quick, like they're shoehorned to get out of the mall. But the one thing that movie did right, as opposed to this movie, or that it updated anyway, is when they get to the mall, there are people already there. Like, no, this is our place. You know, so there's a little bit of conflict.
Security still working. Like, don't want you stealing shit. Which, man,
fucking
there's always going to be that one dude who's going to take work super seriously. But if I was one of those guys still there, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I ain't keeping track of none of this stuff. I'm not paid to do all this.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody else here.
Take what you want when you want. Just don't get in my fucking way.
Just leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
I don't know what to do, so I just grabbed everything.
Yep, that's me. Literally me. I'm not good at adulting. Here.
I got 7 screwdrivers. Which one do you want?
I needed a wrench, you fucking idiot. That's...
I got one of those.
Yeah.
1 wrench, 18 screwdrivers.
You know, yeah. I'm chugging through that Lone Star, and I kind of feel it. I'm a little buzzed, but because I don't drink, but it's not good.
That's
It's
the
not.
beauty.
It's
That's
not
the
real
beauty of it. No, you don't drink some of that stuff for the taste, for the effect.
I'd kill to go in that store and get one of those TVs.
Look at that. You could smell the mahogany wood in that gun shop. But, man, these are air ducts that would make John McClane jealous.
Right, they are roomy motherfuckers.
Can you have an air duct big enough for like a 6'5", 200-pound guy to get through? And not collapse under his weight?
Imagine if it was like an accurate air duct. You'd just be like...
It's crumpling as he's going through it.
Right, making
like
a shitload of noise.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to escape out of a fucking soda can. No, they put these industrial ones in. These are made out of titanium. Why? I'm like, just air going through this, right? I'm like, what if one of them breaks down? We got to send one of our maintenance guys through it.
You know how you were talking about how Flyboy is certainly he has a fan base because he has an action figure.
This zombie has a figure.
I have this figure. Yeah, like what an unlikely.
It's different. It's very the most non-generic looking zombie they maybe have ever had.
Mm-hmm.
It's right up there with the naked zombie.
Right. Yeah. Where are we at, NECA? Where can we have a trash zombie from Return of the Living Dead figure? You know, clothes optional. Just saying. I mean, we could do that. I mean, you could do that.
I ain't gonna do it.
I want a life-size trash for reasons.
Remix. What do those dolls cost? Is it like $5,000?
Get a real doll. RealDoll.com.
$7,000.
Make it look like Linnea Quigley.
So we just need a couple of those. So we need like $15,000 in patron money to be able to get 2 Linnea Quigley robot dolls.
If you buy me a Linnea Quigley robot doll, I will fuck it on camera. Patreon exclusive.
Oh, Jesus. No.
You don't want to see it, but I'll give it to you. It'll be a quick video.
That one won't go on YouTube. That one will just end up in your mailbox.
Oh, I'll make sure we edit it nice. Put the score.
No, I want stark silence. Just
Done. Yeah. You gave me one too many N's.
Oh, it's done.
Yep. Dropping loads. Right here, we did have the Hare Krishna zombie come in and attack Franny Parker, and that's where you kind of get to see that she is not trained in any way, shape, or form. She crumbles.
Yeah,
she's weak.
She's playing a 1970s woman, unfortunately. So very not quite got their footing yet as to holding their own. Very just like scared and fragile.
Although she does turn a corner.
She does to a degree.
Not, I was gonna say Ripley-esque, but it's not. You know, Ripley is a bad motherfucker. Franny's
Ripley. Yeah, Ripley's bad from Jump Street and just gets tougher.
Mm-hmm.
This is, this takes molding.
Right. It's kind of like the reverse of the original Night of the Living Dead. She starts out kind of normal and then goes catatonic. This, she's scared and she's, kind of useless, but then she learns to be useless. Or not learns to be useless.
She learns to be useless.
She learns to be useful. Learns to be useful, but to an extent, because she's not saving the day other than she flies the helicopter. But
like this, the food they got: fucking crackers, like escargot, bottle of whiskey,
some caviar.
Yeah,
spam and caviar.
Bottle of peanuts. You can't see. What's up, Pam's off screen. Hi, what's up, Pam?
What's up? They're bringing up abortion. In 1978, we're already getting hairy in this movie.
I know ways.
Man, come on now. Touching on some heavy stuff. And I like that
one way
that she's not in the room, so she assumes that he is okaying the abortion. And it causes this whole rift between the two of them. He's such a bitch. God, I hate Flyboy.
Lay down there next to you, bitch.
Right?
Lay down.
But there's poop.
They just make him sleep outside the room. They're like, no, she can stay. You're going to just close the door.
Make him sleep down in that little narrow-ass hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, the zombies just
You lay
walking.
down the hallway next to the Krishna's dead zombie. She'll keep you warm.
Gross.
I had sex with Katie too.
Chappelle Show reference. Deep cut.
Yeah, black boy. Get in there nice and deep black.
I like their whole little, like, kind of marital problems that they're having, you know, like, she brings up some shit about them, like, oh, I thought we were going to go to Mexico or Paris or someplace.
You told me you were taking me to Hawaii.
Yeah, and it's like, are you really bringing that up? There are fucking corpses walking around.
It's dead people screaming.
Yeah. What do you mean screaming? And she's talking about, well, I guess this is out of the question. Bitch, the world has ended. Like, your fucking vacation is not important.
And she's smoking. She's
Right,
pregnant, smoking.
1978, everybody.
Didn't know better.
Golf clap for 1978.
Things you didn't know then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
4
fine.
cigarettes.
Looking like Smokey from Friday. And he's like, make sure you get plenty of calcium. It's important for pregnant ladies to have calcium.
Is that a falsity? I don't know these things. All I know is cigarettes are fucking stupid.
Nope, that's a Dazed and Confused reference.
Oh shit, I did not know that. Been a minute since I've seen that movie.
Where their turtleneck.
Turtleneck. Got it.
Saw it. Fat guy.
I also love the fact that this mall just let them shoot in it overnight. So when you see all this stuff happening with the sun coming up, like those are like last minute shots. Like, we got to get the fuck out of here because they're about to open this mall. Can you imagine shooting all night in this mall? You got zombies getting their heads blown off. There's blood. There's shit everywhere.
This is like 7 a.m.
Yeah, you're like run and gun, filming all this stuff, and then you got to clean it up because people are going to come in and shop in like an hour. Like, that's just George Romero. Like, they let him have a fucking mall. You got some pull, dude.
J.C. Penney's solid state television. Even in the apocalypse, quality product right there.
Yeah. Got the coax running to it, or has it
Yeah.
got bunny ears?
3 knobs. Volume, channel, and power.
Was the channel 10 or
I think it was 10.
Or was the channel 59, or is the volume 59
I would hope the
and the
volume's
channel's
not
10?
59 because it's what, at 100? Like, fuck, Flyboy, turn it down. I know you're deaf from fucking blowing your hearing out inside the boiler room.
And I also don't, even as a kid, I didn't really understand this whole, we're going to take these trucks, we're going to park these trucks in front of the doors. I feel like you would have to get really, really close to the building to block.
I mean, yeah, but I always just thought it was like, well, I think you'd be able to break the glass and doors down if you just have a ton of people all pushing from behind. But if you have that parked, you're only going to get 1 to 2 people like wedged in that space that could push. So you're not going to get the momentum of all these people, and you can't. And for real people, they'd have to come in right up in there with like hammers and shit. They couldn't charge, like Army of Darkness style with barricades to bust down the doors because you can't get a running jump at it because you got these big things blocking the way, and only about probably like a 4-foot gap between where the truck is and where the door is. So you only got so much room to work to try to get through.
I guess that makes sense. I guess I never really thought of it. I just was like, you're putting a lot at risk to. I mean,
it is, but I oddly understand that one and be like, yeah.
Maybe
I would park it fucking closer actually and just get out the passenger door.
Maybe I just subconsciously don't like it because this is where Roger.
Yeah, where this is where somebody gets a little too much fun having.
Yeah.
And careless with their shit. Like, if they just didn't do that shit, they'd been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they come here?
I like again with this whole relationship with Flyboy and Franny. Like, this is her saying, you're not gonna leave me alone without a gun. I want to help.
Hand her a hand grenade, be like, here, use this.
And he's such a little bitch. I'm gonna keep bringing up how Flyboy's a little bitch. Look at this temper tantrum.
Use your fucking guns and your fucking bullets.
And she apologizes to him, and he's just like, bleh, bleh, bleh. Like, you cocksucker.
You better use it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Do the bullets.
if you had to guess, since we always do this kind of, putting a little logic in movies, if you had to guess, she's pregnant, but how long do you think they've been together? Do you think it was like an accidental pregnancy, or have
they're
they been
not married? So
right?
yeah.
Like, so have they been together?
I think it was
enough?
I think it was an airborne attack too, or maybe it was yeah.
Because they have an interesting couple dynamic, but I don't see them as like they're in love. It just seems like they're together out of necessity. Like
I totally feel like she was married to somebody else, and she just started tagging him because he had a chopper.
Right, and then was like,
otherwise she's
that.
like, he's a fucking
dweeb. That's the word. He's a dweeb.
In his stupid leather fucking driving gloves and jacket with fur on it.
He's a punk, man. I'm like, I don't want to turn this whole fucking commentary into gotta hate Flyboy, but gotta hate Flyboy.
He reeks of like money too.
Yeah, like
he learned to fly just because that was like his 16th birthday present.
Right, and like smells like Brute. I don't know if Brute was a thing in '78. It's probably original Old Spice.
It's likely.
Original.
Maybe he
Old
looked
Spice.
down on Brute and he's like, Brute, that's what a commoner would wear. Right. I'm a pilot.
Right.
I'm in aviation. I'm in professional aviation.
Have to have that good cologne. I don't know what good cologne in 1978 was, but yeah,
Smells
smells like money.
Costs a lot, but it smells like the inside of a prosthetic leg.
Ew, gross. Also, they traveled a really long way up that hill and to get these trucks. Like, what are they stealing these trucks from? Is it just a truck yard? Is that a thing? Is that right? Truck yard?
I mean, logistically, there may not be trucks behind it, but there should be a shit ton of trailers like on the loading dock of this mall that they could have been able to probably use and take. If they find two trucks, they could just find a way to attach those trailers, pull them off the doors, and line those ones up. But then you just got to make sure you shut the doors. But generally, those are like a good 4 feet off the ground anyway.
Okay.
They're not level, like you could walk up to it and bang on the door. You gotta probably like reach up to get to that door. At least that's my experience with loading dock doors. There's always a dip to it.
Also, they get into this mall and they find all
That's a weird scene too.
Tut caresses his
Yeah,
face.
he lets it happen too. Like there's a whole like 3 seconds there that a zombie's just feeling the side of his face and he's just like, where's this going?
Right. But like they go into this mall and they find immediately the key ring with all the keys to all the stores, right? But then they go up to where these trucks are stored, and then Roger has to hotwire them. Like there isn't some fucking, check-in desk with a bunch of fucking keys, like number 1.
There's always under the visor.
Right.
Anyway.
I mean, yeah, movie logic, it's right there. But
don't you have a spare? Yeah, but it's underneath the.
Mm-hmm. So then he has to put his hot wiring to the test, which
they're all unlocked too.
Right. So where are these fucking keys? Like I don't know. It was always one of those things that bothered me.
Why is this zombie hanging out in a broken down, abandoned car? Like, decided to stay there.
Spoiler alert: he's not a zombie. He's just a drunk dude.
No, the homeless camp.
Yeah, stealing trucks from the homeless camp.
Occasionally they drop something. If it falls out of the truck on the ground, even if it's in a case and if it's there for a second, it's technically trash now. They got to get rid of it. Charge out.
Oh, this music is? Nice. Remix has just informed me that this Goblin score that's playing right now is the opening to Demon Days, the Gorillaz album. Boom. The more you know. And I might be wrong, but is this zombie that's knocking on the window, is that Savini's assistant, Tasso? Who, famous for the hands in Friday the 13th. If it ain't Tasso, it looks like Tasso.
He needs to use a fire extinguisher.
Slow them down. Freeze them.
Yeah.
Chud 2.
T2.
Yeah. Hot Shots 2. We can go on.
I don't know of any other sequels where someone gets frozen in it. That's the extent right there, I think.
Titanic 2. No, I don't know.
There is a Titanic, too.
That's hard to say. Titanic 2. Yeah, now Roger is in trouble because he's a fucking idiot.
Ultimate kick.
Get its head up, man. Which this always used to gross me out when I was a kid. So I'm like, ugh, you got the blood on you.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like it's so thick it looks like acrylic paint too when it happens.
It does. It looks like straight up paint. I can smell it.
Yep. Blap.
Blah.
And it's on
Mouth
his
open.
Yeah, it's on his fucking lip. That's disgusting.
I'm a different person now.
Mm-hmm. Looks he looks like a wicked young John Lithgow.
He's ready to abandon this place and put a blockade on dancing in the next following town. Clean that blood off quick.
Just fucking unload on that zombie's face.
3 shots.
One of the most quotable lines of all time.
Roger's not here anymore.
No. Couldn't tell you how many times we say that. That's just part of our lives.
Anything we got it by the ass.
Mm-hmm. Perfect, baby.
Numero dos, por favor. Yeah. That's a serial killer right there.
Yeah, he has.
That's
lost.
right before he starts running people off the road.
Well, yeah, he goes out of his way to fucking hit zombies. Like, he is not in control anymore.
I'm gonna kill them all.
I'm curious. There's Savini taking the bump. Flop. But had he not been bitten, do you think he would have went off the deep end and like fucking turned on these guys? Because he's clearly a different
Probably
person.
not Ken Force, but I can totally see him being like in a situation where he's running with Flyboy and he's just like, I'm just gonna trip him.
Pull a fucking Shane and shoot him in the leg.
Yes, that is what I see him doing. Just putting his
man.
leg out and tripping him, being like, we lost Flyboy. What happened? I don't know. Why is that funny? I laugh when I'm nervous.
I don't know. You just would have made my wife extremely happy because anytime Walking Dead gets brought up, she always defends Shane and his choices, and now you've compared my favorite character from any zombie movie to her favorite character.
It's what he would have ended up being.
Oh, man.
Guaranteed.
I don't want to think of fucking Roger DeMarco as Shane.
Yep, he's gonna trip Flyboy and he's gonna start tagging Fran. She's gonna fall in love with him, and then he's like, "Teach me how to fly." And then when he learns how to fly, he's gonna throw her off the roof and take the fucking chopper out of here.
You don't have to raise the kid. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Well,
That's like his last line too. Like she's like super pregnant. They're on the roof, and he's like, "By the way, I faked every orgasm," and pushes her off the roof. Your pregnancy's just been revoked.
This scene has always given me anxiety. Like, he comes so close to getting bit.
So many times.
Yeah, and then it just finally happens, and you're like, God damn it, dude. Like, if you would
Move. Just kick your legs a little more violently.
ninja kick the damn rabbit, you know, anything. I love this too.
Cut the shit.
Cut the shit. Hey, that's a Tales from the Hood reference. Deep cut.
Good crazy eyes there too. Like, I got you, man. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Tries to put himself back together, but
He's not cool.
No.
He's the dude that you get on the heist that doesn't want to do the heist, and then someone's like, "Trust me, he's cool."
He's Ted Levine in Heat. Just a fucking idiot.
He's not cool, man.
Turtle of Reed. Which, and then, like, you can see in some of these exterior shots, you can see some, like, snow on the ground, and then all the stuff in the mall, at least when they first get there, is, like, you know, after Christmas sale and stuff. I've never really paid attention to see if any of those signage changes, because obviously the mall was open. So signage would have to change depending on how long it took them to film.
Yeah, I don't think it probably did, but man, I don't think things changed as much signage-wise as they do like now.
Right, constantly.
Back then, yeah, like it's been 2 weeks. This shit's old.
Mm-hmm. Man, so Roger just got bit on the hand and is taking it on the leg now. Just pull a Day of the Dead and cut his fucking hand and his leg off, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Leave him be.
I can get more on board with your mentality with Flyboy here, because like, what are you doing besides literally just wasting gas in the chopper? Like, what are you doing? You don't have a horn on that thing. You can't be like to get their attention or to warn somebody. You can just talk to yourself up there going, "Oh shit."
Yeah, fly closer. Like, that's not helping. I don't know what that means.
You're not doing that Planet Terror thing where you're aiming the blades at an angle really low and taking heads off.
Fucking 28 weeks later. Shit.
Yeah. Literally just going up there and having your own inner monologue aloud.
Yep.
You're like, oh no, I hope he doesn't. Oh yeah, he got bit.
Yeah, and then they put Franny on the roof with the gun, like, and she can't shoot worth a shit.
But at least she's doing more than he's doing.
Right? Yeah.
He's literally just wasting gas in the air.
Her and Flyboy can't shoot worth a shit, so they should have had Flyboy go along to do the trucks, and then at least have Peter on the roof, fucking shooting guns.
You think that fucking dude knows how to hot wire anything or drive a stick?
Or, you know, I mean, well, I guess that's about the only way you could do it. I was gonna say you could have Roger on the roof shooting, because he's a fucking crack shot, but
you could.
George, you fucked up.
But Flyboy, like, I would not trust him with the knowledge to do any of that stuff. Like, how do you hot wire a car? And I'm like, who knew it was a stick?
We gotta push
I'm gonna put it in neutral, and just push it down the hill.
Yep.
You ever see Commando? I'm gonna do that.
He's got no brakes.
He's coming at us, no brakes. I think he's gonna hit us.
Man,
and I want to say this gun store is modeled very closely in how it looks to the gun shop in Dead Rising, the first Dead Rising game.
Oh shit! I guess I'd never put two and two together.
I mean, that's unless you spend a lot of time playing that game, it would probably just fly over your head.
Nice little deep cut.
Yeah. I want to get that game again. That was fun.
Dead Rising, like, all of them are pretty fun.
I mean, I was sold when you were like using a like the giant drill press and spinning corpses on a drill press. Is like, yeah, I'm
like,
sold.
Go out in the yard and get on the lawnmower and run them all over. I like that. But yeah, this is, you know, they're getting ready to start.
This needs to be a Commando montage of just clink, 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 zip.
Yep, yeah. They're getting ready.
Flyboy falls over because it's too much weight.
Gonna clear out this mall and take it over.
Account for account for the Kentucky windage before you shoot.
I don't know that reference.
That's not a reference. I'm just saying. That's always that's a "What's Up, Pam" reference, because she's always brings up anytime a sniper rifle comes into effect. You're like, you know, you got to account for Kentucky windage.
I love this music too. It gets you pumped up. Like, here we go.
Of course, he's like, give me a 6-shooter.
Mm-hmm. The amount of coverage that George Romero shoots is insane. Like, how many cuts were just there? He could have cut that scene into anything. Like, that dude knows what he's doing. Which is probably why there's a, you know, super long cut of this movie.
Han shoes. What the hell's the merry-go-round?
I don't know. We need to look that up. Somebody let us know. 1978, Monroeville Mall. What the fuck did they sell in the merry-go-round? Actual merry-go-rounds?
After Christmas sale. There you go.
Yep.
First sign.
I also call bullshit that just because he's in a fucking cart. He can't hit zombies in the head anymore. Still a good shot.
You bite him on the leg, fucks up his aim. Like, he should have a Gatling gun inside that thing.
Or fucking Last Stand style.
Yeah. And fireworks attached to the back of that thing so he can rocket boost himself.
That would straight up be a comic book movie.
Yeah, they need to construct a silver bullet wheelchair for him.
Too bad it wasn't set in present time because he'd have one of those mall, like, the
Amigos.
Yeah,
the Amigo electric chair buzzers.
And that
high speed goes 3 miles an hour.
Right. Still faster than a fucking zombie.
Beep, beep, beep.
But that whole...
Where's Roger? He's upstairs. Can't you hear him?
Yeah. Slowly backing up, knocking over pickles and shit. But that little subtle thing when they're in the elevator and Ken Foree is like, look, man. And then Roger's like, I know, shut up. Like, it's the most manly, like, I'm sorry this happened to you. And, like, it's 2 fucking lines of dialogue. It's throwaway dialogue, but you get every bit of emotion you need to get out of it.
All that is not said is spoken in volume.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I love how happy he is, like, that they still need him. Like, hey, can you hotwire that? Yeah. He's hurt. He's fucking dying, but he's like, I got it.
Okay. This is a thing that you would definitely be the person I need to ask. Is there a zombie movie where I picked this up to where they are afraid of fire?
Well, in the original Night of the Living Dead, they kind of wave the fire and the zombies all kind of cower.
I feel like that was a thing that I can't find anywhere definitively that I've seen that's like clear as day, like they're afraid of fire.
Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. The ghoul things are kind of afraid of fire. It's not like a written rule anywhere, but it just kind of started happening. When was Last Man on Earth? 57? I feel like it was obviously before Night of the Living Dead, but like, which George kind of ripped off to make Night of the Living Dead. So, I guess it wouldn't be super far fetched that he would be like, yeah, it makes sense that fire would make them back off. But later, the zombies, they don't do that in Day of the Dead or Land of the Dead. They'll walk right through fire. So I don't know what it was about Night and Dawn that made them kind of cower to it, because they don't in like Italian zombie films. They don't back off to fire. They don't do it in Return of the Living Dead.
No.
So I don't know. If I had to guess, that's what I would say is Last Man on Earth. But I'm no scholar, and I'm one Lone Star deep.
One Lone Star deep, which I'm about. Yeah, I'm through one BL Orange. Not bad. Very orangey.
Very orangey.
Joan Barry. I saw Baker's shoes too, which had to be confusing.
Go in there. It's loaf of bread shaped like a shoe.
Well, do you sell bakery things or you sell shoes?
Shoe pastries.
Or you both? Are you like the Martha Roxbury, a plant lamp store?
Sell shoes with donuts in them. You get your Baker's dozen and your Jordans.
That'd be the funnest thing too, is to drive a fucking little car through a mall. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that would be wild.
I wonder if they cleared that ahead of time, or it's like somebody has had that car and they're like, let's bring it in the doors and let's drive that fucker around while we're in here. How are they gonna know?
I feel like something.
When they know it'll be too late.
In these special features that are on this collection, I feel like they say something about the car, but for the life of me, I can't remember. So, if you're watching, somebody let us know in the comments.
What was the point of the Bunsen burners again?
Just burn their hands.
Oh.
They don't like fire, so they'll back off, which doesn't make any sense. Again,
Carry it around lit like that.
Yeah, it won't blow
so
up.
willy-nilly.
Like, there's a scene when they're doing it, and like Fran has one, or Flyboy has one, and it gets knocked over. And every time I'm like, oh, God, pick that up. Like, won't that blow up? Will they? I don't know.
I'm not going to run around to find out.
Right, yeah.
There's Baker shoes.
There it is. They're made out of bread, you can see clearly.
Yeah.
Plain as day.
Pumpernickel.
The fucking ham loaf. I don't know what's that shit called. That's got the pimento loaf.
Ugh.
You don't like pimento loaf?
No.
Does it taste like poor to you? See, when I was growing up, we always had
Tastes
pimento.
like poor.
Tastes like poor.
That's some shit Flyboy would say.
Right? Yeah. It tastes like
I got some pimento loaf. He's like, ugh, tastes like poor.
poor. When I was a kid, that's the kind of stuff we would get occasionally.
I just always like, ugh, this
It's like-
just tastes horrible. I don't
Like
this.
Lay's potato chips or knockoff Lay's potato chips. That's just tater chips.
We always had Guy's potato chips here. That was the extent of like high-end potato chips we got. And RC Cola.
Oh shit, I love me some RC
Royal
Cola.
Crown Cola.
Remember in the mid 90s, RC Cola came in a glass bottle that looked like a beer bottle? There was like RC Vanilla or something like that. It had a badass, looked exactly like a beer bottle. I used to drink it all the time because it looked like a beer bottle. So I thought I was the fucking coolest. Going and buying one RC Cola and
Yeah. Putting three of them together.
Yeah.
Warriors.
clinkety clink clink.
I remember that being a big thing at the mall too. A bunch of like plants in the middle, foliage,
It feels like you're outside. It's so real. It's
Yeah.
just as real as it gets,
random
man.
trash cans filled with a tree in it. Like,
I guess, you know,
that was somebody's job. Somebody had a job of keeping plants alive in the mall.
were they rubber? Or I mean,
No, I mean they were real. At least in the couple that I was in, those might not be real.
that's a weird thing. Like,
The groundskeeper at an indoor mall.
right. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, because when malls first became a thing, they're kind of duplicating outdoor shopping centers like strip malls. So this is an indoor. So
It's
to make,
hilarious of that whole circle of like making indoor malls looking like strip malls, and now we're back to making indoor malls look like strip malls.
yeah, just like we were just talking Night at the Roxbury. It's
Yeah,
a very-
make the outside look like the inside.
and I
Looks
like
like the street.
I like that too, that they had that big fucking cardboard barrel just filled with guns. Like,
I mean, that's what I would like. That's what's important first.
right? It's like a coat rack, but it's just filled with fucking guns. I don't even own a coat, let alone enough coats to necessitate an entire rack.
What am I gonna do with that? They found like a first aid kit place in the. It's got to be like a first aid kit is what they're using all this from.
Yeah, like one needle.
But there
Just-
might be like a nurse's station here. I mean, they got a fucking bank and a gun shop. Why wouldn't they have a mini ER or something?
You would think that the gun shop would sell first aid kits.
Yeah, for when you fuck up.
Right. Always
Yeah.
check the barrel.
This is our bullet extraction kit here. You get one when you sign up for our membership card.
Oh shit, that's fucking glorious. Yeah. Every time you buy anything over a 22 caliber, you get a fucking first aid kit and a needle or a fucking scalpel to carve the bullet out of your fucking chest.
No, what?
Mm-hmm.
Flyboy, go in there and smother him. Let's just end this.
Yeah, just put the pillow over his face.
I could see fucking Roger doing that too. If he was not bitten shit, that's some shit I'd see him doing to Flyboy in the middle of the night. Just like he just wakes up and there he is standing over him with a pillow and like this.
Go back to sleep, sleep, sleep.
And like, I'm taking Fran for myself.
Yep. Flyboy would fuck it up though. Flyboy would suffocate him and then forget that he was going to come back as a zombie, turn around to leave the room and get fucking ate up. I like this too. This whole thing is fucking genius. Like,
Is genius, but I mean, a lumber yard inside the mall is a little. I've not seen that either. I've seen a hell of a lot of power tools and craftsman tools and shit for sale, like exclusively in malls, but not like where you could buy panels of lumber, drywall, shit to make full fucking walls like that.
hell, I mean, 1978 was a different time. Maybe there was just, lumber.
I just had a
R Us.
place I could go where I could get some shit to build shit, blow shit up, deposit my check, and get a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, well, and also think about that. How much of a pain in the ass. It's fine that would be a lumber store inside the mall, but then you have to get it out of the mall. So, like, say you brought your Ford Festiva, you got a little hatchback, and then you go in there and you buy some fucking 2x4s, you're gonna look like a fucking idiot.
I mean, that's an entire YouTube channel. People buying furniture and trying to get them out of their car like a fucking Geo Metro.
Right, but I mean, like, you have to walk through this mall now. Say you bought 10 2x4s. You got 10 2x4s and you're just fucking carting them through the mall. Like, you'd look like such an asshole.
Okay, I do take it back. We did have a mall that was attached to like a Sutherland. So if there's like a legitimate like heavy duty hardware store, it's attached to a mall, this could totally be a thing. But man, are they gonna burn out the fucking freezer coolers by putting 120 bodies in there? Like, look at this. There's not enough room for all these bodies in there.
No,
It'd make more sense just to throw them off the roof,
like the remake, you know.
Bill Murray style, just roll them off the roof.
But it also, yeah, like all your fresh meat, all your fresh produce.
Yeah, we could use that for food
And now
instead
you're
of filing it full of corpses.
And now you're like, yeah, because there's meat in there, there's vegetables in there and stuff. And now you're gonna put a bunch of corpses around it. Like, it looks cool, but like logistically, you'd be like, no, don't put them in. Like, we eat that stuff.
Yeah, like there's plenty of things in there we could use.
Yeah, just find a store that sucks. Shove them all in.
Yeah, Forever 21
Yeah.
is now the corpse room.
Depository, the corpse depository.
Yeah, fucking put them in the safe of the bank.
There's a million other. Yeah, because you wouldn't smell it.
Yeah, you wouldn't smell. You got no reason to go in there. You wouldn't want to lock yourself in there.
Yeah.
Money doesn't mean shit anymore.
Yeah, which is also kind of funny that they take all the money just in case the world gets back to normal. It's like,
Oh, I thought more they took it just so they could fucking play gamble with it later like it's Monopoly money.
well, yeah, that too. But I mean, like, I always thought that there was like, well, you know, I might as well have this money.
Yeah, this jacket makes me look stupider. I'm going to get that.
I like I looked at the price tag too, like it has any bearing on anything.
That's a natural reaction, though.
Right.
Poppycock.
Hey, that's a Fanatic reference, Deep Cut. Have you seen that yet?
No,
With Travolta, you didn't watch it yet?
not yet.
It's so fucking good, dude.
Did you watch Satanic Panic yet?
I didn't.
There
I
you go.
suck. I suck at life. I really suck at life.
Yeah, the Viewmaster.
Giant.
Giant wheel of cheese. I'm not going to shit for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And salami.
I like that he just drinks the olive juice.
I like they're ringing it up.
Yeah, you don't need to do that at all. But it's cool, and it's coverage, and it, you know what I mean? It looks fun, because it's kind of this whole thing of consumerism.
Yeah.
That they don't have any bounds, so they do what they want. But you ever drank olive juice?
No.
I don't think I ever have either.
We should have done that for the show.
Get some olives.
Yeah. Eat some of the things that they eat randomly in this.
See, this would be like if they had to take Spam to that place. Yeah, they're fucking carrying their groceries up 3 flights of steps, go through a skinny ass hallway.
They look ridiculous.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah. See this haircut? Looks stupid.
You are stupid, Flyboy. Sorry, I'm gonna leave it. I gotta leave it alone.
Nope. Primitive duck hunt.
I like the racing game. Like, it's just a.
That looks so like. Looks like some shit you get like as like a kid toy.
Yeah, yep. I was
That's
just
like you sit in front of, and yeah.
exactly. But that's arcades, 1978 arcades.
Huh? Headlights.
Like, you wouldn't have to be good at that at all. Like,
Yeah, he just drove through a car. It doesn't matter. That's literally just for that. That's what you put a 3-year-old in front of. Be like, you're driving.
you're doing great.
Yeah.
You know, 1 quarter and we're going home.
We can entertain him for 4 hours. Give me $3, all in quarters.
Speaking of that, there is one thing that I don't know if malls ever. Yeah, malls had these. Why are there none of those like quarter operated like rockets?
You know, riding like this.
Yeah, that was a standard when I was a kid.
It was, but I mean, you got budget enough for giant sanitary barrels, or do you want to get one of these rocking horses that take about $40 in quarters, maybe every month at most, or do you want to put in the gun shop?
Yeah. Well, but I mean, yeah, there should be those out in front of the stores. I would think.
Wheel those in front of the door, block it. Use the wheelie horse there.
Yep. The
fur coat speech of the movie.
Mm-hmm. The poster tagline, the everything right there.
Which they got him to do that in the remake on the news as like a televangelist.
That's true.
Type character. You have to say the line again.
Even Roger makes an appearance in the remake.
Where is he in it?
He's
morphine. They have lots of morphine. Where is morphine available in this mall?
The morphine store.
Yeah, there's at least 4 boxes of morphine there.
It's morphine time.
I gotta go over by Mighty Morphines. We're low. I mean, should we get like 6? You think 6? 6 is good?
Yeah. But yeah, no, Roger or Scott Reiniger, or however you say his last name, he plays the military general. He's on the TV real quick.
Ah.
So it's like right before they show Tom Savini, they show him. And he looks every bit of as old as he is. You know, I mean, he's almost unrecognizable how old he is.
You think that's for trash or a shit bucket up there in the corner by the gun?
That's gross. That's a shit and a puke bucket. Gotta be.
Because he's got trash all over the room, so he's not using the bucket for the trash. It's got to be human waste that's in there.
Yeah, well, because we haven't... Oh, I guess we did see a bathroom because she was throwing up in the one little bathroom.
Yeah, the one bathroom.
So there's one bathroom in that area. So and he can't get up. So yeah, he's got adult diapers on, and they're just throwing them away. Or
and where are they finding those at?
Diapers are us. I don't know.
Diapers are right next to Mighty Morphine.
Yep.
Peter.
I can't tell you how many times I quote this. Like anytime I'm going to the store or whatever, I always I'm gonna try not to come back. Which is another great thing about the the characters in this movie, because, you know, Peter knows he's coming back.
Yeah.
Roger knows he's coming back.
Like, yeah, you're not gonna come back,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But he's dying, and so he's desperately kind of holding on to that, like, well, maybe I won't become one of them. Maybe I won't change. And it's kind of like, I've had some family pass away, and I've had family that have like been really sick, and they hold on for a really long time because they're afraid to die. And then, like, you know, they kind of have to accept that they're gonna die so they can pass on. I kind of get that same like raw emotion from that whole thing, like subtle.
Went heavy.
Yeah, subtle, subtle, heavy, really good. That's just George, man.
Look.
Yep.
That is not a strong enough reaction to that big of a swig.
That's just fucking flat Coca-Cola in there.
Yeah.
This Coke's gone bad.
Iced tea.
Yeah.
Now we're watching a Panasonic TV. Mm-hmm. 5 knobs on this fucker.
They've upgraded, you know. And then, you know, they're have this fucking TV, and they're just trying to hear what experts have to say.
Yeah, waiting for, like, what do we do? Tell us what to do?
You got to stop relying on that, you know? Just do what you think is right.
I wonder if this dude really only has one eye, or if that was a choice to put an eye patch on.
He's in the wardrobe, like, you know what would be? Give me some depth.
One eye.
Mm-hmm. He creates this whole backstory like he was a fucking ex-Marine or some shit.
Like, you don't need it. You're on TV for, like, probably less than 2 minutes of time during this entire film. You don't need a backstory. You do not need this goddamn eye. Whatever.
He just keeps complaining to George, and George is like, fucking wear it.
Every time he insists, they cut his scenes down just a little bit more each time.
Yep, now it's just his audio. Like, yeah, we don't need to see your ass.
Yeah. Cut his fucking eye patch whole scene out. Just pipe in his audio. Be good.
You got them realizing how much trouble they're in, and then in the other room, you got Roger getting killed.
Again.
Yep, again.
Fragile, handle with care.
Must be French.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it totally mirrors exactly what he's saying on the TV. Like, they must be shot on sight. You can't approach this with any emotion. You have to just do it. And then in the other room, they're struggling because that's their friend, and then they got to put him down. You know, it's
And we'll bury him in the foliage of the mall.
which is probably what 6 inches deep. It's not fucking
At
real.
most, yeah, like you're gonna have to pile up that shit pretty high to cover a corpse.
Like, oh fuck, they dig into it and it's like fucking particle board, like in Beetlejuice. They realize,
Yeah,
Like-
that's exactly what it would be.
like shit, this isn't a real.
Hit a fucking water pipeline.
Just the corpse of Roger just floats down the aisle.
Like,
Got a better chance of burying him on the fucking ice skating rink.
yeah.
Just keep him out there so he stays, he's frozen, stay fresh.
Here's like the difference between seeing it at one age to a different age. At a younger age, I'm like, oh, isn't that nice? He's just, serving his buddies, food. And like, this is a time for you guys. Look at now, like, of course, yeah, we got the black guy serving the two white folk here,
Right.
going out and having a cigarette with his dead buddy out in the foliage.
Mm-hmm. Shit makes Cambodia look like Kansas. Predator reference.
At least he's not like there, like playing piano for him and shit.
Oh
too.
God, yeah, that would be fucking atrocious.
That's a bridge too far.
Yeah, we don't cross that one. No, let's not do that. But it is kind of weird, of like, why, like they're so stressed out or they're so far removed from real life that they gotta have a like a pretend real date. Like, what is the purpose of this? Was it so he could fucking propose? Like, marriage means nothing right now. None of this shit matters.
It doesn't in the grand scheme, but I mean, again, you can compare it to life right now. Like, people want any kind of sense of normalcy in chaos. So I think this is all just like out of desperation. Just be like, we just need one time, even if it's not even a whole night, like just a few hours to be like, to make pretend like it's like everything is still normal and right with the world and we aren't living in this fucking mall and dressing up in this shit for no reason.
Right.
Yada yada. Just something to kind of make yourself feel better about having to keep going on with what you're gonna have to do when you leave here.
Right. It's very heavy. It's so funny because this whole movie has that like comic book look, vibe, feel, but then there are moments of just like sheer like reality just slapping you in the face, and
that reality is bleak.
yeah, exactly. And that's like,
They're still ringing shit up.
but
Like
good,
they're fucking making IOUs for everything.
might want to hold on to that one.
Yeah. I spent $270. Like, or if that's a fight too, like, you know how much you spent at the grocery store downstairs? $275,000. What are we eating for $275,000?
Caviar, biatch. I'm since you were talking about how it is bleak, they really do. George really approaches
All
this.
this shit would be dead.
Oh yeah, so
Nobody. Oh, she's coming in to care for this whole store. Whatever.
Where she's just watering fake plants. I like how they remodeled their little their little
Living
cubby
quarters.
Yeah, no, that's not even the living quarters. That's one of the stores.
That's a display set up. Like, this is what your place could look like if you bought all the shit here.
But they did remodel a
Even
little
post-sex, he looks like pitiful.
bit. Right. If you turn down the brightness or turn up the brightness, you can see her nipple right there.
I can almost see it.
I see a nipple. They're both disappointed. You'd be disappointed too if Flyboy was your lover. That's all. Hope you don't fuck like you fly.
You open doors like my grandmother fucks.
Mayhem reference. Deep cut.
It'd be funny if it's only been a week and a half.
Right.
They're like
3 days and shit. Yeah, they kind of spruce up their living quarters, Started with getting nice blankets and shit for their for their beds, and then it's like, here's a little end table, a little lamp, painting.
There's still magazines and potato chips laying around the 2-gun racks.
Yep. And then, but it like.
But that couch was fun to wheel up those fucking steps.
Oh, fuck you, yeah.
Why don't we just move downstairs?
George, where's the extended cut? Like, this is the extended cut. I need a little bit more.
Yeah, where's Flyboy going, pivot, pivot?
Yeah. 40 minutes of them trying to get that fucking thing up the steps.
Kin Forey's just inner monologue, and I'm going to just push him down the steps. Like, Ken's at the top of the steps with the one end of the couch, and Flyboy's at the other end of the couch at the bottom of the steps, and he's just like, I could just push it right now.
Just kill his
This will
ass.
fall on top of him, and he'll fall down these steps. It can't not kill him.
At the very least, shatter his spine and leave him
Yeah,
there.
like,
Let the
this will
zombies get
take
him.
care of all my problems. This one, and it's done. Things will be so much happier around here.
Then I gotta take this couch upstairs and break it in, if you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I don't have this sad sack Flyboy hanging around moping him like a fucking bitch about everything.
Yeah. He's a Debbie.
She said no to marrying me.
He's a Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer. I always call him a sad sack.
There you go, yeah. It's like, this reminds me of like when you would go to like a theme park or like a, and then you would get those like old timey photos of yourself taken.
Yep.
Like, that's what this reminds me of. Is like, you want the 1930s mob dress up, or you want the cowboy?
Yeah, that's the extent of the options too. It's not like you want to be caveman, just roll around in this dirt and hold this tree limb. There
Right.
you go. You're
Yeah.
a caveman.
Yep, they got the cowboy or the mobsters. You get the minigun or the fucking 6-shooter. Take your pick. $87.
Yeah. No, that's just for one picture. You
Right.
gotta pay double if you want.
Right?
Matte finish or glossy.
Yep. Crank it up.
See, this used to be just how you listen to music. Now they'd be considered hipsters.
Those are kind of fancy.
Yeah, gin bottles.
Just hang out and play some cards for some money that don't mean shit.
Yeah. Pour it into this plant vase here so we can drink out of that. Cooking off a Bunsen burner.
Yeah, is there no oven store? Like, and I get I guess you'd have to run gas lines.
Oven store.
I don't fucking know. JC Penney doesn't sell ovens, but that'd be funny as fuck. Get a free pair of jeans with your oven purchase.
I gotta go by the oven store.
Well, you gotta have refrigerators and shit. Like,
It's just called Nothing Says Lovin', and that's
like the choice of our ovens.
I kind of like that too. A dartboard behind a television set.
Super safe. It's like fucking Shredder and Ninja Turtles throwing the shuriken through the TV.
I mean, I guess it really wouldn't matter. So I was like, oh, fucking cares? Ain't my house. Oh, it is our house now.
Right.
Oh, fuck. We'll just move down to the main floor. It's our mini fridge. I don't want to sit next to her. I'm going to turn it on again. I like the sound.
A little bit of white noise for you, for your dinner.
Drowns out the sad.
What a douche.
It's going to come back on, and I'm not missing it.
Everybody's dead.
Get a VCR if you want to turn it off so I can tape 8 hours of static.
How much did VCRs cost in 78? Were there VCRs in 78, or did that was that a early 80s?
Might have been a Betamax
Get out of here with your Betamax.
time frame. So it might have, yeah. Definitely were there. They were definitely wood trim, and they were definitely a couple $100.
Right.
Which, man, would I kill for a wood trim VCR.
Oh, my God. Yeah, a top loader.
Yeah.
I
Dust
know.
flies out of it every time you pop it up.
I know the other day my mom was talking about when she bought my grandma, when she bought her mom her first microwave. It was like $480. I was like, I can't even fucking imagine that. You can go to the dollar store and get a microwave for like $28 now. They're pieces of shit, but they're microwaves.
VCRs still aren't cheap. Last time I saw one for a legitimate sale, brand new, it was still like $80, $90. I'm like, for a VCR, I can go down to the thrift stop and get this fucker for $4.
Yep. The old Tom Savini with Remix's patented switchblade comb. Because, Remix combs his luscious locks with his switchblade.
And that crew does not look like they'd be the type to scout places. They would just show up and just go in.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like the planning type.
Right. Guy in his stupid fucking helmet.
That's a Nazi helmet. He's got the fucking bolts on the side.
Punk ass bitch. The only way that they would have any organization whatsoever is if Sam Elliott was leading them. Like, if Sam Elliott was leading the biker gang.
He doesn't talk fast enough for these guys for how fast they move. Like, we gotta go now. Well, you can't just roll on up in there.
That was pretty good.
You gotta get at least 2 guys to go look at least from a mile out to see what kind of ammunitions they got.
That's perfect.
They got a goddamn chopper.
You got the pace down pat, dude.
Because he doesn't speak faster than that, and when he does, it's unnerving. Rizzoli, whoa.
Right.
Slow down.
Because he doesn't get agitated because he's super cool.
Well, it's gonna be funny if they're handing out fucking farming equipment as their weapons, like a prospecting axe and shit.
It's funny that these guys have survived as long as they have because
being essentially a motorcycle gang.
Yeah, and when the zombies actually converge on them, they're not doing headshots or anything crazy.
No, and they're not even quiet. Everything they do is noisy.
Yeah.
Like their whole setup here, they're making a lot of noise and a lot of lights, a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Which is not how you move during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, not at night.
Right. Fucking idiots.
Even these guys, a mile away, are like, you hear that shit?
Jesus Christ.
Sounds
From
like...
inside the mall.
Yeah.
Over the moans of all the corpses outside.
Sounds like Sturgis down there.
There's a bunch of biker chicks taking their shirts off and shit for no reason. I have problems with them surviving on the road.
This is like the Mad Max portion of the film.
Right.
That's what these guys need to be wearing, too. They need to be wearing some Mad Max looking shit.
Well, and then, when they filled up the chopper with gas, they even made that comment they're, this one's dry, this one has a little bit. So they're getting a little bit of gas so that they could get to this place. If these people have been surviving on the road, where are they getting gas? Because, it's the end of the world, so people are fucking...
And it's not like that van, I guess, those 2 conversion vans might have just cases and cases of gas in it, but I don't want to drive that.
Hit the gas van.
Kill them all. You mean I'm literally driving the car that looks like it explodes on camera in every movie? This is what this van is loaded with, 17-gallon jugs of gasoline.
With some bad boys shit, throwing it at the back.
Yeah, full of ether, yeah.
Yep.
Take this shit.
You did not shoot that green shit at me. Different movie, but either way, it still works. Locking it down.
Side note, I think I listened to one of Adam and Joe's commentaries where they said that line, and they're like, we were playing some first-person shooter online, and they just kept saying that over and over. I think it was Halo. And they just kept over and over saying, he did not shoot that green shit at me, and just pissing off a bunch of people they're playing with.
Oh, man. That's when you need the Will Smith soundboard.
Yeah.
Just keep hitting it.
And they got machine guns, too.
Yeah.
Not even rifles, fully automatic weapons.
Sledgehammering zombies in the stomach. A sledgehammer seems like a
Peter Gabriel!
very terrible weapon.
No, yeah, it's
you
not.
miss once.
It's a big... You got to put all your energy... You got to put flyboy energy into your swings.
Right. Yeah, you swing once and you miss. Or you swing once and you hit, and now you got 14 other zombies around you. You got to cock that big fucker back and try to...
You got a good 5 hits before you're winded. You're
5
like-
is generous. I'm winded carrying a sledgehammer. Looking at a sledgehammer. Looking at the price tag, I'm going to get winded.
I'm gonna pay for something that heavy.
This is stupid. Why don't they make lighter sledgehammers?
I like that dude too. If I got a sombrero, like a very like gaudy sombrero.
Yeah, these guys are well trained at living on the road. Professional army.
I mean, they look like the type that just like we just come and fuck shit up. They kind of look like the crew that builds the house in the money pit.
Oh shit, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Well, this place is done up in 2 weeks.
What's that? He's the heavy set guy, and he's always a biker. Like he's in Mask. He's like, the Sam Elliott Mask, the Cher Mask movie.
Oh,
And he's in Stopper My Mom Will Shoot. That heavy set like biker guy that's in fucking everything. I don't know his name, but I feel like he should have been in this movie as one of the bikers.
the biker gang from Pee-wee's Big Adventure is in there with him too.
Right.
Elvira's hosting them.
So now we got.
What we're gonna do with these guys? We're gonna hang them and then we kill them.
Yep, that guy. Yeah, and he's in Sidekicks. He's drunk.
Hank, short for Henry.
What is that guy's name? He's the best.
I-
Love that guy.
you just the guy you call up when you need a biker.
Yep, I love him. I wish I could meet him. Hopefully he's still alive because that guy kicks ass. Hanover shoes. There's a lot of.
That's 2 shoe stores.
Yep. Most malls, they got a shitload of them, but
I feel like they have different styles. Like there's an athletic shoe store, the ladies shoe store. Those just seem like just 2 generic ass shoe stores.
they're your Payless
Yeah.
or whatever.
Here they seem like the gang from Police Academy 2, like Bobcat's gang.
Oh yeah, just
Going through this stealing weird random shit.
that's where we need the score from Police Academy during that fucking the robbery stuff.
Ugh.
Sledgehammer to the chest.
I think that's Tasso.
That might be.
That ridiculous ass hair and bandana.
Maybe it'll hold down this zombie and steal her
rob
jewelry.
her. Because we're gonna need this shit.
We're going full blown Three Stooges comedy. They start like pies in the face and seltzer water. Like,
how long have those pies been in that cooler?
oh, I didn't even think of that.
Like 8-month-old pies.
Oh, that's horrible. Smell worse than the zombies. God damn. Old Tom
Unless
Savini.
Fran's down there making pies by like the tray load,
Right.
putting them in the cooler.
Like, what'd you do today? I made 48 pies.
Yeah. Why? Well, it was there.
Yeah. Which all that cream and shit would go sour.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
God.
all the, your eggs don't last, your fucking milk doesn't last. Like,
Unless it's almond milk. You got a good maybe
Like
month and a half.
which is weird, but almond milk lasts fucking forever. You buy it and you're like, this doesn't expire until fucking next year. Like,
Did you have that problem at first? Like when I did, you switched to almond milk. You're still under the old milk mindset of like, I got to drink this shit quick. And then you look at that expiration date, like, fuck, I got another 3 weeks. I could drink this shit.
yeah, when it comes to regular milk, I don't know if I've ever talked about it in a video, but I
Fuck
know I've talked
regular
to
milk.
Yeah, regular milk. First of all, I'm lactose intolerant, so regular milk is fucking horrible. But if I buy regular milk, like for cereal or for cookies or whatever, it cannot sit in my fridge overnight. I will only drink that milk the day that I bring it into my house. There's something weird about milk. I can't. But almond milk, like you said, I got a month, man. Like, I pull that out. I don't ever worry about sipping sour almond milk. But regular
Yeah.
milk that's gross.
So much going on. The dude putting his arm in the blood pressure machine. I saw another guy that had like a executioner's axe as a weapon. Like that's the shit I can see them passing out. Like the fucking foot soldiers and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like that's the weapons they should be handing out. Not guns.
Yeah,
just
they're-
big sharp implements.
Yeah, like to bludgeon and to chop.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're on the road, you're not going to, like, weigh yourself down with a shitload of ammo.
Yeah.
Like, just take things like a baseball bat. You can fuck shit up with stuff
Things
like
you don't
that.
need to reload. Mm-hmm. This would be Roger too here, like when he's like, "It was ours."
Mm-hmm.
That would be Roger talking to himself, killing all these people breaking into his mall.
Like, you fucks.
broke into the wrong goddamn rec room.
Didn't you? You fat ass maggoty blown up fuck. Suck this. We hit 2 movie references in less than 20 seconds right there. Yeah, and that's the trademark Tom Savini. You know, like it's a real machete with a groove cut out of it, so it doesn't look rubber. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It looks real, and then if you film it in reverse and you do it fast enough, you're pulling a machete out of a guy's head. Sells it totally.
Walden's is actually I can't tell what place it was, but that was a bookstore we had in the mall around here. Was a Walden Books.
Yep, Walden Books. Old
There's
school.
a weapon right there. Eh?
I can't remember.
Morning Stars.
Yeah, no shit. That's some Army of Darkness shit, which kind of ties in. I was gonna say I can't remember.
That's a cartoonish size sledgehammer.
Right.
That thing's ridiculous. It looks rubber too.
When Bruce Campbell put out his book If Chins Could Kill, I can't remember if I met him at a Walden's Books or a Borders. It was,
oh my God!
It
Borders.
was one of those. We went and got the book and got the autograph and stuff. But yeah, I think we have. I can't think of the name of the bookstore that's attached to the mall. Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble is the one that's
Barnes
still
and Noble.
attached.
It's still out. Yeah.
But you don't see a Borders anymore.
Borders closed down like at least a decade ago, if not a bit more. Like officially closed, like went out of business, closed.
Like
which
Circuit City.
Sucked. Yeah,
Bring
which
up
kind of
Circuit-
sucked because I like Borders.
Yeah, Borders was a dope store.
I bought the Batman movie score there. Maybe that's why they went out of business. The only thing I bought there was one CD.
Yeah, like we're totally dating ourselves, but like, yeah, I used to go to like Borders or Walden's Books.
Steal a bowling ball. Look at all these. What's he gonna? Not even looking for his size shoe. He's just grabbing a big ass handful of shoes.
Let's just break this TV.
Didn't even break it. Yeah, now I feel better.
Yeah. Just running through the mall, just trashing shit.
I like the random looting of this. Of like, yeah, they do to grab 48 pairs of shoes. Mm-hmm. Like not even probably in his size. Just grabbed all these size.
He's
7s.
thinking about the rest of the biker gang.
Yeah, is anyone a size 6? Size 6 wide?
Yeah.
I guess none of this was. All this was for nothing.
You ungrateful motherfuckers. I broke into a mall, got into a firefight with a couple of guys.
Took out 20 cases of shoes, and none of you ungrateful sons of bitches will wear them.
That's our fucking life story as a parent. We break into a mall, engage in a firefight, fight zombies, bring home shoes, and my kids would be like, "These aren't Jordans.
These aren't comfortable. They hurt my feet.
You fucks, it's the end of the world.
You haven't even put them on yet. They hurt my feet."
I don't like the color."
Yeah. Blue is a stupid color. I like green.
Don't ever have kids, folks. No, I'm just kidding. Just
be
like
prepared,
Fran.
Be
Yeah.
prepared to be treated very ungratefully for everything you're going to do.
Kind of like being a YouTuber. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Be prepared to get shit on for no matter how hard you work. There's going to be like,
Invest in
could have
gold.
been better.
Sorry, just kidding.
You could have been better.
Yeah,
You could have been a contender.
I'm starting to turn into like regular people. Oh my God. I'm getting delirious.
Delirious. You got a long ways to go.
We're almost there.
It didn't feel like it's been too extended. Like, I've not noticed. Granted, like I said earlier on, I don't know spots where I've been like, that's different or that's different. But it doesn't feel like a whole lot different from what I
Yeah, it's just
generally watch.
random bits and pieces. Most of it's, extended dialogue, or it's random cuts, like you did with the Elm Street, where you're like, that 5 seconds is new, and that's kind of this, like, because like I said, George has so much coverage, that he can swap shit out and kind of change the pacing a little bit.
I know another one of our patrons, Liquid Pig, is a big fan of this series.
Yeah,
And I'm kind of surprised that someone beat him to the punch to get this in. But he, of course, is the Day of the Dead guy.
yeah,
But I know he has a fan edit that has every version all strung together into one long movie. Like every single cut, extended cut, all the European cuts, U.S. cut, everything is put into it.
man, I'd fucking die to see that.
I'm sure we can find a way to make that happen.
Old Tom Savini.
Would have been funnier if that was a dummy of Tom. I would love to see him throw a dummy of Tom Savini off that floor. This fucking guy
Yeah, fucking bastard. I like this
with
too.
a Tommy gun.
This is just how malicious Peter is at this point. Like, I could kill this guy, but you know what? I'll let the zombies do it for me, which is really kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, that's how angry he is that they broke into his.
Ruined all this good hard labor I've done.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
It's
because
like the equivalent of your mom just got done cleaning the floor and you spill like a fucking orange drink on the white carpet.
Yeah, or something red.
And
Yeah,
you
some
had-
fruit
yeah,
punch.
You have that flash come over you like, man, I had to shoot you in the arm and let the zombies kill you.
Yep. Aimed right at his head and then said, how about the shoulder? Wing him in the shoulder. Which then he does a front flip, which is hilarious. Because that's what you do when you get shot.
Yeah. You got to earn your stunt pay. Like, I'm not just going to fall out of this thing like a bitch.
Aim higher.
Aim high, Willis.
Yeah,
Aim high.
I don't understand them like aiming at the middle, like the midsection. Either aim super low and take their legs out, or hit them in the fucking head.
And of course, the infamous dude had to get his blood pressure taken, which I don't care what is going on. It's going to be high.
Yeah.
It's going to be high right now.
Well, even that, like,
Even if you're on a lot of sedatives in this environment, it's going to be high. Just count on it being high.
I wish there was more extended cut stuff about that character specifically. Like, he just really wants to get his blood pressure checked. Because, like, and so he's like
he's asking about this shit like before they're going in.
Yeah.
Like, you think they got one in there? They got to have one in there. The last two places we went to a 2 Walgreens and a CVS. Not one blood pressure machine. There better be one in this goddamn mall. If there's not one in this goddamn mall, I'm gonna lose my shit.
right.
I'm quitting the gang. That's what I'm saying.
And then Tom Savini's like, if there's one in there, you can use it. You know, like the, and so he goes and fucking does it and then gets torn the fuck up.
And if Tom was still alive, he should be walking by going, I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
What's your pressure at?
Idiot.
Is it high?
Yeah. It's like, that's the best character arc ever.
And he is. He's just thrilled. He's like, yeah, I got it. Like, you keep cutting between his face and like the meter of like it's almost completed.
So he can see it while he's getting torn apart.
Like he's getting pulled away and he's like, it's not done yet. No, and then the light flashes like, and then he dies.
Yeah, it's the choke on him moment, but it's for the blood pressure machine.
That's the edit we need to remake on this and put in.
Oh my god, that's glorious. And now we get pansy ass Flyboy finally getting his comeuppance.
And that's what's going through Peter's head. Where he's like, finally.
What a wuss. I'm surprised it took this long for you to get fucked up. You wuss.
Are you dying? Sounds like you're. I hope you're dying. Does it hurt? Does it hurt real bad?
It's
good.
Staring at me. Yeah. It's awesome watching him die. I'm not going to lie.
I like his. He does, I think, do a good sell job when he gets shot in the arm.
Oh,
like how
yeah.
he just physically reacts. I feel that's like. I don't know if that's realistic, but it feels realistic how he physically reacts when he's shot, like in the arm after all that. Like, I can sense he's in a lot of pain there, and that's just like par for the course.
Yeah. I mean, no, he's not a bad actor by any means. He can sell this shit. Like when he's
Yeah,
a zombie,
he plays a shitty bitch.
yeah, shitty bitch. Hashtag shitty bitch. But like
Flyboy bitch.
you know, he is
Like right there, it looks great. Like he is super selling like the pain he is in.
like he knows he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, like I am having a bad day.
Yeah, real bad day.
Bet when your punk ass woke up this morning about 7 o'clock, you didn't think you'd have 4 or 5 bite holes in you, did you?
But you know, yeah, and he is one of the most iconic zombies in the, I'm gonna say trilogy, even though there's 4, 5, 6 of the dead movies. You know, there's Night, Dawn, Day,
That's just
Land, Survival, and
Diary,
whatever. Diary is.
Return. There's Of the Dead's out the ass.
Yeah. But it's always been the original trilogy for me,
Yeah.
you know. And I even consider the Night of the Living Dead 90 part of it's just the original trilogy for me. I think that
Here's your gratuitous. Well, we've hope is lost. Everyone's just munching on shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get the blood pressure is over thing.
Yep.
Should have happened while he was dying.
We'll re-edit that. We'll re-edit it.
Ultimate Edit could use a little bit more fine tuning.
A little bit more blood pressure subplot, please.
Yeah, I just want more of that guy's story, and I want that kind of ending for him.
I really wonder if there's a ton of footage on the cutting room floor somewhere of more of that biker gang, like their origin. It'd be kind of cool to see like what's going on with. Hey, Robot Chicken stole this.
Robot Chicken stole this. This is actually also, I think, the outro that our Nightmare Junkhead guys use as their outro for their podcast. Is this jangle?
It's iconic. And then here we get our first glimpse of Flyboy, who is...
I have that same look on my face when I wake up in the morning.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. Imagine trying to walk like that.
For like a week
Days.
straight.
Yeah.
Would not be fun.
Your like shin and calf and like thigh muscles would be just on fire.
Absolutely.
Like I guarantee he makes noises when he gets out of his chair for scenes.
Like, this sucks. Why did I ever agree to be a fucking zombie in this?
Oh, walk like I have a fucked up leg. Whose fucking idea was that?
Brought it back.
Grand Marquis is still going out of business.
Yep. Punk ass bitches. I love that he has just enough memory of, who he was to take them to this.
And to make a noise, they're like, oh, follow him.
Which, George totally explores that in Day a little bit more, and then Land goes a little far with it.
It goes way far.
It goes real far.
It goes full on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's take this concept and just go ape shit.
Where you got the zombies kind of emulating life.
Push through this flimsy ass fucking wall we made.
Yeah, I get that they built that to hide that. But why wouldn't they build it out of actual...
Looks like cardboard.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you build that shit out of fucking actual sheetrock and stuff?
Or put a barricade on the other side of it. Like, take all that fucking cases of sanitation cleaning stuff, or fucking bodies if you're never in there, and load it up.
You got a fucking sandbag machine gun turret on the other side of it.
Yeah, motion activated. Fucking turrets and aliens. 22, 12, 8... It's empty.
Yeah, that was a good Bill Paxton.
A panicked Bill Paxton.
Yep, I like it.
Something moving, it ain't us.
You're reading it wrong. Yeah, and then this, like I said, with the alternate ending, like,
fuck that.
Of them killing themselves, man, that's would be rough.
I have had a doozy of a day.
They were just killing themselves all over our mall. Should have let her.
I've been waiting to do that for 8 months.
Yeah, would have been fucking awesome if he would have let her kill him.
Or if they redid that scene where he's holding it, he can't do it, and she fucking knocks his gun in the air.
Yeah.
And just fucking centers off at him.
You always were a pussy.
That dude with his fucking face.
Yeah. That fucking face on your face.
What? Yeah, fucking face on your face. How that's not been made into a shirt yet, I don't know.
It will.
I never thought I would think of Hereditary as merchandising, but that's definitely the merchandising section.
Right. Man, like, I'm really glad they didn't go with that darker ending, because it's like, that would just hurt your feelings. That would just not be a fun ride afterwards.
Yeah, everyone's just leaving the theater being like, shit, we need a palate cleanser now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
got to put on an earnest movie and just kind of have some fun,
They were rough, tough, and hard to bluff, know what I mean?
These fucking zombies climbing. I always thought zombies couldn't climb. I don't know where I came up, like...
I like the nurse zombie's face. He just keeps rocking back and forth. her ass doesn't know how to climb.
Right.
Hey, where?
I want to ride. I want some taquitos. I had to bring it. You knew I had to bring it.
Yeah, this whole like, oh no, no.
Yeah, it's very intense.
I like she holds out hope though. Like he's coming. I know he's coming.
I always thought that zombie that's holding the gun looks like Bruce Campbell. It's not Bruce Campbell, but that'd be fucking cool if it was. Here we go. Time for the awesome music. I can't remember if it's the same in this cut.
Sun's coming up.
Because it's the dawn. Yep, here it is.
Yeah.
Beat the fuck out of you.
Fuck shit up.
Hammer fisting zombies. Fuck you.
Punch.
Fuck you. Ultimate punch.
That was an unnecessary punch.
A little extra.
Yeah.
And then we get to him do that fucking sweet jump kick. That
Fucking scissor kick.
We yield.
Oh.
We got a 6'8" dude scissor kick you. You'd be like, that fucking hurt.
Fucking straight up Booker T shit.
Hip toss.
There it is.
Yeah.
He does not get as high as I always would think he does. Like he kind of kicks him in the gut.
Some fucking Karate Kid shit.
Yeah.
There you go, Bruce. Have your gun. Funny if she was just like, I'm just kidding. I don't want to take you.
I was hoping she'd like take off and he gets to fucking hang on. You know that part of the chopper where it lands you? I want to hang on to that.
You loop the belt over it. Fucking hold on to it. Some Tango and Cash shit.
For some reason I like this line too. It's like, how much gas we got? Not enough.
Fuck
All
it.
right.
Let's go.
Just that
So
positive just being like, all right.
So shortly after the credits roll, they run out of fuel and
Crash,
nosedive.
blow up. There's just a smoldering fire coming up over those trees.
It's Clear Lake, Iowa. It's the day the music died.
Out there, past them trees. Smell it burning.
Ah, shit. And so there you have the extended cut of Dawn of the Dead for our good buddy Groovy Movie. We were planning on doing this last week. I guess it doesn't really matter by the time this,
You'll get it when you get it.
and you'll like it. Traveling, you guys know what's going on. So it's tough to get us in the same room. It's always been tough. But
It's been extra tough in 2020.
yeah, 2020 can suck my ass. But hope you guys enjoyed watching that with us. We had a fucking blast.
Yeah, glad I've officially seen it now.
Yeah, it's
Extended cut, done.
not a lot different, just subtle things. But if you guys have any suggestions of movies you want us to review, do commentary for, do live streams for, that's all in the description. That's all Patreon tier away.
Yeah.
That's just a click and a donation away.
Throw down the coin. We at your disposal.
Yep. And please be merciful. Don't give us movies that suck.
There's only one restriction, and that costs its own tier. But the rest,
It's all over.
all right.
Yep. But I had a blast, and I'm glad to finally be in the same room with you.
Yeah.
Creating content, and thank God we had Remix on the ones and twos and the lights and all the good stuff. This has been awesome. But you got any
Yep.
final thoughts on Dawn of the Dead extended cut for our good buddy Groovy Movie?
How much gas we got left?
Not enough.
All right.